And we are live. Actually, 1 minute early.
Wow. I guess we were a few minutes late last time.
I'm going to give these people their time back. They pay for this, don't they? Aren't they paying us?
Yeah. I think it's like $100 a month.
Oh, sweet. We're going to get so rich. Look at Tim. Tim's up in a hizzy.
Tim,
what's wrong? He says, dang it. What's wrong?
Oh, he wasn't first.
Oh, he wasn't first. Robert's here. I see Robert. Caleb. Oh, he
What's
just
up,
came
guys?
to see the legendary Shamrock. That's all.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people are here for the legends, too.
Can you blame them?
Mm-mm.
Can you blame them? Pour this special pour that we're going to have to let it breathe a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Tim, he was kind of a celebrity this weekend.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Save that one. I want to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll say.
We got too much to talk about, but that's going to be special to talk about. That's going to be special. All right. Do not mix those up, Hack. Do not mix those up. All right. All right. Keeping it straight. All right. Well, I guess it's time.
Let's do it, guys.
Yes, it's time. Hello, Basement Dwellers. Appreciate y'all being here. I got two of your own here, folks. Appreciate you guys tuning in. All right, let's get to it. You ready?
Let's do it.
Call it that. Sounded good to me. Look at this.
You already have an attitude. You already have an attitude about bookers.
You know what it feels like to me? It feels like if you had a vampire box, except the vampire was broke. That's what it feels like.
That is such great.
This is a broke vampire. He can't afford. He can't afford that Calumet 18 shit. He cannot. He can't. Poor.
I will say,
Mr. Brooker. Well, hello. How are you, Mac?
What's going on?
We're here, baby.
Good.
We're here. Hey, I'm so excited this week for many, many reasons.
Me too.
One of the many reasons I'm excited is I don't have a broke vampire box here.
you and that vampire box. You were on a roll with that Booker's rant.
Sorry, I did get rolling a little bit on the Booker's rant, but who really thinks I'm not okay? Don't do
you going to start it again?
No,
I mean we can, but there's some
we got a lot to do.
Feelings.
We got a lot to do. We got a lot to get to.
What's going on?
I will not talk about the broke Booker's vampire box anymore. We got a big night tonight, my friend. Did a little promo video today telling the good people what we are going to do. But before we get to what we're going to do, I just need to talk real quick, Mac, about big weekend this weekend. I know
big one.
I think I called you on Discord probably about midnight or so. Sorry about that.
No, it was very entertaining. Thank you.
Do you ever mind getting booty called by me? I'm just curious. Is that?
I love it. It's what I look forward to the most in my life, which says a lot about my life.
That's a sad life. That is a very sad life. You look forward to me calling you at midnight. No, the reason I called you at midnight, though, is we had the big, huge Liquor Zone drop here in Pearland. And as you know, you've met Pete. He came out to Good Times, and awesome. You came and helped us make those picks at Good Times. And so we had a big drop out of 11 barrel picks that he had. Yours truly had his name on 7 of them.
That is epic.
So to say I was a nervous ninny, I say the least, man. I was like, you do that many picks and you want people to be happy. You want people to like it, to be excited. And from everything I can tell, it went really, really well. He had close to 1,100 bottles, and I think he sold well over half of them. So
that's a huge drop for a store and doing picks. That's really cool.
Yeah. And if you ever saw this store, it's tiny. It's a tiny store, but Pete is just such a great owner and great dude. And so if you're new here tonight, I just and I met you at the drop. I was out there soliciting. I had free samples of the picks, and making people subscribe.
And meat. Didn't you have meat too?
Oh, we had meat. We had barbecue.
Meat?
Yeah.
Okay.
The brisket didn't turn out as good as I hoped, but we had some sausage on there. We had a big time. We camped out all night. We hung out at Liquor Zone. And so it was great, man. Like all the picks people were excited about. I saw somebody asked me in the chat earlier. I think one of our new folks, Andy, he said, "What do you consider the best barrel pick from Saturday?" That is like picking your favorite child.
Yeah, it's my audio. So really quick hack. Tim said my audio is delayed in the chat. Anyone else seeing that? But you can keep rolling if not. Yeah. What was your favorite?
Well, my favorite was the Pursuit United. I think the tobacco stave.
Okay. Yeah, you love that.
And I'll show you. You open this bad boy, and she took a beating.
Oh, man, yeah.
She took
That's
a beating.
awesome, though.
Hey, Tim, let me know if his audio is still delayed. We're trying collab cam tonight, and Robert says audio is good. Okay.
Or wait, we've got a couple. Some people say audio is good. Some people, anyway. Yeah, we'll keep rolling. Let me know.
Yeah.
But that just looked like an awesome trip. I was trying to see if I could swing away to get down there, but it's just too crazy. I can't wait to get down there and visit you and the store and meet everyone.
Yeah, it was awesome. Oh, you see about half a second between the audio and video. I don't know what's creating that.
Weird.
Weird. We're trying the collab cam tonight because we've got some other guests. So if it continues to be a problem, we'll pause the stream for a little bit and we'll fix it. If it's really bothering you guys, let me know. If the stream is watchable, is it just Mac's audio or my audio too? Because I hate to have those kind of problems. But if you see what all I'm doing to work on this stream that it happens, I always want it to be right. But we had the big Liquor Zone drop. I just want to say thank you so much to Pete and to Liquor Zone for involving us. And I'd also tell you, it's I'm synced, but Mac is not. Okay. All right. So I don't know. Let me see if there's anything I can do to fix it. Give me 2 seconds. Mac, see if you can carry us for half a second.
So maybe I should talk about what happened this weekend too. That Tim, our friend Tim, became a sort of whiskey. Well, he's already a whiskey celebrity to all of us, but he was put on the Pursuit social media with a very specific shirt. So if you haven't, check out the Pursuit Instagram. Our buddy Tim, I think he was at the Pursuit drop, and then Kenny asked him for a selfie. It wasn't the other way around, which is pretty epic. Cheers, Tim. That is awesome. So anyway, it's just yet again, Tim's like everywhere. And then also there was a Good Times drop happening in a club we're in, and he was in that one. Anyway, it was awesome. So
Tim representing the MGP sluts with the owner of Pursuit, bro. Rolling into Pursuit, like, hey, look, represent the brand, baby. Represent the brand. Tim's awesome.
Tim's
awesome. Yeah. All so they're saying it's delayed. I wish I knew what to do. I really do.
Is it worth? And we can just talk about this for 1 second, and then we can move on. But is it worth me maybe just trying to jump in the Discord one, or is that going to set everything back? I can pull you on
Discord. We could do that.
All righty. I'm gonna get out of here. We'll try that or whatever you want.
Slight delay with Mac's audio. Okay. Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do, Mac. Hop out of the collab cam. I will pull you in via a Discord call. Awesome. Give us guys just a few minutes here, and we'll be right back.
Talk amongst yourselves. All right. Bye. Yep. You got me? Am I okay? That's weird, man. Are you gonna have to do every one of them? All right. Okay, I'll hear one. Oh yeah, they're talking about the the MGP shirt. Oh man, it was epic. Um, yeah, some people are already sipping on some Garrison, which is gonna be awesome here in a second. What else is? Come on, what's everyone else sipping on? Let's see. All right, we got some old Zach. What do we have in here? All right. I do. Yep. Yep. Yes, I did. All right. Oh, people are asking. Andy's asking how many Peerless bottles I have behind me. I have 7. I'm a big Peerless fan, and 4 of them are the distillery single barrels. If you haven't had any of their distillery releases, you gotta check it out. They are so great. There's so many bangers that come out of Peerless and the distillery releases. So I am a big Peerless guy. I also like their shelfers too. So I've got the double oak bourbon and then the toasted bourbon, but it's awesome stuff. If you're ever able to visit and go to Whiskey Row, you gotta walk down a little bit to Peerless. So, yeah. Anyone else have any Peerless single barrels there in the chat? Let's see here. Old Zach. We got a Still Austin right now being sipped on. Oh yeah, the like what? Well, so one of them's like penny candy, which I was like, what the hell is that? But I think it's like calling back to those old school candies in like the drugstores or whatever. And then I think the newest one is Baked Alaska. That's the newest single barrel name, right? Did you see that one? Crazy. Oh man, Tim's sipping Thin Mint. That punk. One day I'll have a Thin Mint from Good Times. Let's see. Yeah, so let's see what else you guys sipping. All right, let's see. Anthony, cheers, welcome in. He has 3-1 bourbon and 2 rye. Are those the distillery picks? You remember any of these names? So they get crazy with their names. They're very creative with the names. Let's see. Yeah, and for those in the chat that are coming in now, we had some technical difficulties with my audio being delayed, so Hack is doing his magic in the background. So technical difficulties, but you can still hear me. So we're going to be jumping on here right back into this soon, trying some Eagle Rare 12. So hang in there. Let's see. Southern Syrup. Man, I missed that one. I saw that label, and I wanted it. But I need to drink some of these down. Let's see here. Cheers, CJP. Welcome in. We're fixing some things on the back end here. Yeah, group picks every bit as good as the distillery ones. Yeah, I would love to go on a group pick, I'd love to go on a group pick to Peerless. It would just be epic.
I think we've got it back and running. I need to know if we're still having some audio delay problems. It could be internet related on Mac's side. So if it is, there's not much I can do. So y'all let me know.
Yeah.
If we're having any delays. Sorry, apologize everybody. I'm so glad that didn't happen before we got through the Garrison's flight we're about to do, because I'm pretty sure
I know
would not have been able to fix that. So thanks for hanging in with us. Let us know if we're still having some audio issues. As you can tell, we're not professionals. If you thought
you're pretty good. You're pretty good. Yeah. How's my audio? Am I talking like the? All right. Can you hear me? All right. Here we go.
I need maybe let's just get
into it. I know. Well, hey, you're killing it. Also, just so everyone knows, Hack does everything. I ride his coattails. He's killing it. I just jump on here and anyway. Cheers to Hack. But let's Maybe we should get into Eagle Rare 12. What do you think, Hack?
Yeah.
Or did you want to say anything else about the Liquor Zone piece before we?
No, I think I want to just say real quickly, and they said your volume's a little loud.
Oh, okay.
I just turned it down. I just turned Mac way down. These are the things we normally test. So
yeah,
just turn Mac way down. So give us just a second. That should work. Or Mac, you may have to.
A loud person, but Mac's crazy high. All right, better. Thanks.
Better. Thanks for helping us, guys. So you guys help us run this stream. Thank you. So here's what I want you to do, Matt, because there's this thing I'm going to run here, which is studio mode. I'm going to make sure our next scene is ready to go. But talk a little about Eagle Rare 12. Like, just tell the good people what's going on with it, and then I'm going to work on this, okay?
Well, so if you haven't heard, Eagle Rare 12 is out, and it is a drastic change from Eagle Rare 10. Buffalo Trace did something truly groundbreaking, and they took a 10-year age-stated product at 90 proof, and then they put a 2 right there, and then they bumped it, let me just make sure I got that right, to 95 proof. That means we got 2 extra years, 5 more proof points, and you can't find this thing anywhere, but we have a sample from our buddy Tim. Tim's got everything. Tim's the man. Thank you, Tim, for the sample. You could hear me being a little sarcastic there. I am a little I just kind of a little tired of this from Buffalo Trace. This is like unobtainium right now. It is going to be a shelfer, they say, so I assume we're going to see this in the coming months, a little more on the shelves. Let me know actually in the chat if you guys have even seen any behind the shelves. I have not heard much of this. Wes is saying it's replacing the 10-year. So, I don't know about you, Hack, but like, I really like Eagle Rare. I mean, I think it gets some hate because in some states it's hard to find, or it's like the price is jacked up. But for MSRP, which this is what I should know. I think it's probably around 50-ish. Let me know if I'm in the chat here, but I've seen this thing. I saw it on the shelf the other day for like 125 somewhere. I think I sent you that picture. It's just regular Eagle Rare 10, by the way. It's crazy how some states have it, some states do not have it. And again, talking about the Eagle Rare 10. So 12 is going to be crazy, but I'm excited to get into it here. Let me look in here in the chat. So yeah, Tim's saying don't pay the stupid secondary prices on Eagle Rare 12. And Tim's the one that has this bottle, so he's tasted it. Eagle Rare for 38. That sounds a bit more like it, Larry. I think that's probably more right around MSRP, which is a very reasonable price for a good 10-year age-stated bottle. It's great. So, I mean, I think some people are probably not gonna be able to get that. I think it's gonna be fun though to try this. Mac.
I think I'm back now. I think I'm back now. I went to the wrong screen. We're back to just us. You guys just got a quick sneak peek at the sexiness of what that next screen is going to look like, because this has been a shit show, and I'm sorry. I apologize, everybody, but we're up and running here. So look, I do not own anything other than Eagle Rare store picks, and I think that makes me a little bougie.
Wait. So you don't even have a shelfer of Eagle Rare? You have?
I don't. So this is So I pulled out the best. I pulled out the best store pick I've ever had of Eagle Rare, and this is a twin liquor pick. It's a famed pick that was put out here in Houston, and I'll tell you that it's fantastic. Now, you know how I can't multitask, so that was extremely difficult for me. So we're through that part. The show can only get better from here, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just get into this Eagle Rare thing. So,
did you tell good people where we got it from?
Yeah, tell about Tim, and thank you, Tim. Tim's awesome.
Thank you, Tim.
And then also, I was talking just a little bit about. I went on a little rant about how Buffalo Trace. Come on, 5 proof points in 2 years. Congratulations, good job. Right? Like, I'm interested to see how this goes. So,
So this Eagle Rare store pick that I've got, it's deep cherry. It's a very deep, intense cherry. It's deeper than the normal cherry you get on your everyday Eagle Rare. It's got what you normally get with Eagle Rare. Eagle Rare has cherry vanilla. It's a cherry vanilla bomb. Most Eagle Rares are. This one has a very light oak. It's just a nice, smooth 90 proof finish like most of these. So it's fantastic. So let's get in the Eagle Rare 12 now, right?
Yeah, and I have the shelfer here, and I like it. It's got I think most people in this chat have probably had Eagle Rare 10, so we don't need to do tasting notes necessarily. It's just it's for $38, which is what I think MSRP is on it. It's a great bottle. It's harder to find in some places, more expensive, but 10-year age state of whiskey, Buffalo Trace, good stuff.
So immediate nose. 12 in front of you now? I do. Immediate nose on this is really good.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Yeah.
It's just very different.
Oh wow, that's a crazy different nose than this one. This one's like all sweet candy, like cherry.
I love how I was like giving him crap, and then the nose immediately is like, oh
shit. Damn. Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. I've come into this tonight thinking I was going to be disappointed in this. The nose does not disappoint at all.
I know. I was also leaning into probably being disappointed.
I still get the cherry on it. And I've had this open. Yeah. I've had this open for about 25 minutes, so it's had time to air. But there is definitely a medium oak nose that you get on this you do not get in the other one. You get the oak on the nose. So here I go.
Yeah, it's just more intense. Yeah, it's good.
You ready?
Well,
oh geez.
You know what I immediately get different is just how does 5 proof points add that amount of viscosity?
Yeah. It is it's fantastic. I mean, I know everybody wants tasting notes. It is Eagle Rare turned up. Now, I was hoping that Eagle Rare would go back to the 101 proof when they went to the 12-year statement. Yeah. And I wanted to tell everybody don't chase this bottle and don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it's very good, man. It is very good.
I mean, have you seen the secondary prices on this thing?
Oh yeah, I don't pay. I wouldn't recommend paying that. No, but
of course not. But I think people like. I just want to. That's always something you have to talk about, like because people do it. I'm not saying, but I think I saw like 350 somewhere. I mean, like that's crazy. But
Andy in the chat just said Samson Liquor in Houston's advertising it here for 200. I mean, 200. I might go. I might do that. Maybe.
I feel like I mean, it's probably going to be like knowing Buffalo Trace like another year or something before this thing is right, like more on the shelves. But
there's
like maybe just to talk more about this.
There's a note that's deeper than the cherry vanilla and the oak that you get on Eagle Rare. There's something else with this. Oh man,
it's got a bit more. It's got the grape cherry thing. It doesn't have the dark cherry like a. I don't know if you know what I'm saying here, but like there's a grape thing to me with Eagle Rare. This gets more cherry than grape, which I like, and it gets more oak, and then it gets more vanilla. Like you said, Hack. It's just like a turned up Eagle Rare, and then the viscosity is better. It's a really good pour.
You know what it is on this for me? It's a little toffee. Toffee. A little toffee. Like it turns into from vanilla. You know, like how vanilla, if you cooked vanilla a little longer, it'll harden and it'll sweeten, and you get kind of like you talked about it the other week. We were talking about peanut brittle. You know how toffee has that kind of like it has a deeper vanilla, not quite butterscotch because butterscotch is a little sweeter. I get some toffee on this. I really do.
Yeah. Let me. Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe
definitely.
I'm getting like more maple.
That could work.
Tim's saying, keep in mind, price for this is $45. If you get this for $45, that's all day, man. I mean, I would buy.
Yeah. If this was on the shelf like Knob Creek 12 is, I mean, yeah. I'm going to have the.
I'm really actually impressed. I came hating. I
did too. I cannot be that guy. It's like if you had original Coke, and it's like, and then you try to have a Coke Zero when you go back to the original, to the store pick, and this store pick has 1 blinds. I'm shocked about how much better that is. I'm saving, by the way, so I'm going to save some of this sample back because on a future stream, we're going to do a 12-year blind. We're going to do Eagle Rare 12. We're going to do Weller 12. We're going to do Wild Turkey 12. And we're going to do Knob Creek 12.
We all know it's going to win that, but so
yeah, Knob Creek's definitely walking away with it. But anyway, so we're gonna do a 12-year blind in the future. I'm saving half of the sample back just for that reason.
That's a good idea.
But yeah, guys, I think Eagle Rare 12 is absolutely fantastic. Like, I cannot say anything bad about it. I don't have anything bad to say about it.
Yeah, I think like. I think the most impressive thing in the difference here, if we could sum it up, let's just sum this up. I think it is turned up Eagle Rare, like you said. For me, it gets a bit more of that like cherry part that I like, oak. I think the thing I'm most impressed is that the 5 proof points add a level of viscosity. And I'm actually going to go back to the 10 really quick. Hold on. Yeah, this tastes watery now.
It's like going from Coke to Coke Zero. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Yeah. So we're going to do this in a future stream. If you're new here, you're just watching us. Sorry for all the technical difficulties. I hope that you will stick with us through it. We're working at we're new at this. And so we're trying to become better.
Yeah, we're super.
Appreciate you guys being here. Mac and I have been buddies for quite some time. And I was going to kind of tell a story. We may tell it at the end. So stick around at the end, because if you're new here, I want to tell a story of the night we first met.
Oh, that sounds romantic.
Vero, do not be jealous. All right. So, but the sexiest part of our stream is not how I just looked at Mac. It's not.
I mean, that was pretty sexy though.
The sexiest part of our stream is coming up. And and you may notice I'm wearing the cowboy hat tonight. That is because we're going to get deep into one of the best whiskeys in Texas, if not the best, according to some. But there is a fight between Still Austin and Garrison Brothers fans in Texas on who is the best Texas whiskey.
Oh, damn.
And the Garrison Brothers family, they come out strong. And there's 2 guys that we're good friends with, and they volunteered to be on our Superfan series. This is the 2nd one we've ever done. So I hate to keep everybody waiting, and I hate that I've kept those guys waiting so long. Should we just let's get into our Super series here? Or super fan series? Yeah. All right, let's go.
Do it.
Let's hope this works. All right.
I know we may have to.
Hey, boys. Look at this. Oh, my goodness.
This is awesome.
Oh, my goodness. Welcome in. We've got Matthew on the bottom there, and you got Alan on the top. Or you may know them. You may know them if you follow closely as these guys. You've got Shamrock and Shotgun. So welcome in.
That. So much.
Welcome in, Shamrock and Shotgun. One of them brings the luck, the other brings the law. Glad to have you. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Great. How are y'all?
Good. All right, guys. So listen, we're going to get into Garrison's Brother tonight. We've got a solid lineup to get through. Like, we've literally got 8 Garrison Brothers to drink, which I don't know how crazy we had to be to do that, but we're going to do that here in a minute. And I feel like, Mac, you and I, we should crack this first one. We should dive into the very first one we're going to do is a 94 proof small batch. So you got it poured up and ready to go?
Yeah. The one issue here, not to throw everything for a loop here, I can't hear our boys in my ear.
All right, I'll relay to you because we were all in a group chat.
Let's get rolling.
So first thing I want to do is start with you, Alan. So Alan, when did you first fall in love with Garrison Brothers?
So November of 2011, we went to the Fredericksburg area on a vacation with my wife and another couple. And the other couple that we went with, they're big into the wine scene. I wanted to visit the wineries, and they wanted to do all that, and then that's just not my cup of tea. So I had just gotten kind of into the whiskey bourbon kind of scene, and so I was looking to see, is there any distilleries in the area, and Garrison Brothers popped up, and they do tours. on Fridays and Saturdays. You can go tour the ranch, as they call it, and they show you the whole distilling process from start to finish. And so I got his tickets to the tour, and we went and did the tour, and
I think
had
there's
a great
some
time.
audio
And
issues.
part
Yeah.
of their kind of their process is they use volunteer bottlers to bottle their bourbon. So it's not done through an
Heck, I
assembly
think there might be
line
some
or
audio
anything like
issues.
that.
Sorry,
Every
Alan.
bottle is filled, hand dipped, hand sealed, hand signed, hand written on. Um, so we decided to sign up for the newsletter to see if we could get on the kind of the mailing list to get on the bottling. And lo and behold, 3 months later, we got an email, said, "Hey, do you want to come bottle?" We took advantage of that. We did. A couple of months later, we got another email.
Hey, I don't
Back
think
two
they can
months
hear
later,
All
Alan,
right, hey,
guys.
hold on one second,
back.
Alan. They're saying your audio is real low. So let me do this. Let me see if I can get it turned up a little bit because that, or I don't know if you can move a little closer to the mic. But first, let me kick it over to Matthew. Matthew, when did you first fall in love with Garrison Brothers? And then let me see if I can work on his mic.
Sure, yeah. So I didn't really start getting into alcohol or really even bourbon until I was in college. I don't know, my junior year, I started drinking bourbon a little bit, and I had come across a bunch of different brands. I'd been introduced to Irish whiskey first, and my two roommates in college were like, "Hey, you're from Texas. Have you heard of Garrison Brothers?" I was like, "No, I haven't. I'll have to check them out." And they're like, "Well, one of our teammates, they were on the football team for our school. He was like, his dad and his uncle are the Garrison Brothers." And that was kind of my first initial um, exposure to them. And I got talking to him through a mutual friend. So it was a really cool experience. I'm a little biased. Like I know some people in the chat were saying still Austin wins, but I'm going to stick to my guns here and say it's Garrison. Not that I'm have that personal connection. Kind of helps out, and just meeting them throughout the different distillery releases. I've been to the ranch I think 6 times now. Just great people, even better bourbon and food out there. So that's pretty short and sweet for me, but that's kind of the story.
Well, so you actually know a family member, and you're in time. Like, do you get any free Garrison Brothers from that?
I do not know. I haven't leveraged that connection. He's more of a mutual friend.
All
But
right.
I do have to say, he is one of the nicest guys that I had met throughout my time in college. And every single other family member that I've met, including on distillery release days, whether it be Nancy or Dan, hanging around after the fact, signing bottles, handwriting notes to every single person on their bottle. Just all around great people, and the staff is as well too. It's like one big family out there.
So let's do this real quick. Let's test Alan's mic, and Alan, see if you can tell us a little bit about what this small batch is. Like, what do we get into with the small batch? Oh, I can't hear Alan at all, unfortunately.
Okay. Is that any better?
Yeah. Go ahead and talk, Alan.
Okay. So the small batch is kind of their base spirit. Their mash bill is a 74% corn, 15% red winter wheat, and 11% malted barley. So their small batch is kind of what they use to build everything on. So the white corn is kind of unique. Originally, they were using yellow corn, and then one day they accidentally got an order of white corn, and they decided instead of sending it back, the shipper just said, "Hey, we'll cover the cost of the difference. Just use the white corn, and we'll send yellow on the next shipment." And then whenever they processed that white corn, they ended up finding a huge difference that it made, so they continued to use white corn from there. So this is kind of just their base spirit. This is kind of where it all starts at, and then from there, that's where they build their finishes and some of their other flavors.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Alan, the chat's telling me they can still barely hear you. So I don't know if that's just because it's trying to get volume off of your webcam versus a mic. So I'll see if there's anything I can do on my end to kind of turn it up. I don't know if there is, but while we're doing that, Mac, what do you get on this small batch?
Yeah. So this nose is the first thing I smell is like tobacco. It's got quite the nose here for 94 proof. But I do think it kind of was a little Detling-esque, you know, like I know we've talked a little bit about that, but that's the first thing I thought. And also I've never had any Garrison, so this is cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, so let's dive into this one a little bit. Let's give it a flavor here. I mean, you can smell that Texas leathery smell. It's on all the Garrison's Brothers. I mean, it just is. This is a 94 proofer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's not bad. Like it's got the leather in it, but it's not a bad, you know, like I think the thing is for me, like I was not a big huge fan of Garrison's Brother either when I first started drinking bourbon. And then the longer I did, I kept looking for different things. And then when we did the store pick with Liquor Zone, I started after time to just absolutely love that bottle. As you can tell, there's some serious damage on that bottle. It's on life support, but what we actually found was is that you know they when they talked to us, they're and Matthew, maybe you can tell us about this. Is that they said their master distiller, which you were kind of talking about earlier, really was starting to kind of figure out the Texas heat. So tell us, like, how do they kind of manage the Texas heat, and what kind of process they use in their distilling at Garrison Brothers?
Yeah, so they lean into that Texas heat quite a bit. So they use two different cooperages for barrels. Kelvin, which is the barrel sitting behind me right here. This is a Kelvin barrel from Garrison. It's a 30-gallon barrel. They also use Barrel Mill out of Minnesota. So those are the two different ones that they have there. They experimented to begin with about 100% fill barrel. And with that fill, they put them into shipping containers before the rick houses were built. And when that happened, 18 of those barrels popped and spilled liquid everywhere. So that was a experiment to begin with. It didn't end too well, but essentially now they use a 3-minute toast on those barrels, 36-month seasoning, and about a 53-second char is what they said. And then those are now up to 36,000 total barrels across the ranch, which is they call their distillery a ranch because it really is a ranch. Dan Garrison actually grows the soft red winter wheat out there on his 90-acre farm that they use in their mash bill too.
So the winter wheat gets used in their mash bill right there on the farm. So similar like that farm to glass kind of thing that we're seeing happen. And a lot of and Garrison Brothers doing that. I think you guys had mentioned too, Matthew, that they're not using full size barrels at Garrison Brothers. Is that what you said?
Correct. Yeah, they use 30-gallon barrels. So not only do you have to deal with that 13 to 15% angel share with the high Texas heat, but you're also less volume overall than the Kentucky distilleries. And the Kentucky distilleries, I think, average around 5 to 7% angel share. So that is one of the reasons why Garrison Brothers can carry that higher price tag that sometimes kind of straight pushes people away.
Gotcha. And so what does this retail for, like the 94 proofer that we're having right now?
It should be around 60, but some places, depending on where you can get it, it'll be as high as 80.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's definitely not a budget bourbon, I would say.
All right. So what's next? Which one are we going to move to next? And some people are saying they can hear Alan, some people they can't. But Alan, you tell us what are we going to do here next? I think it's the honeydew. What does honeydew consist of here, Alan?
So honeydew is the small batch, and what they do is they take the barrels, and their master distiller actually cuts the barrels into pieces, and then they soak the barrel pieces in wildflower honey from Texas. And once they get these barrel pieces that are soaked in the honey, they take and they put the small batch along with the barrel pieces in a stainless steel vat. And they basically let the small batch infuse with the honey, and that becomes their honeydew. So the honeydew was actually came about from the Dan Garrison's wife, Nancy Garrison. I mean, this was one that she wanted to do. She kept pestering Donis Todd, their master distiller. I want you to do something with honey. I want you to do something with honey. And so this was what he came up with. And so this is their lowest proof offering at 80 proof. It's great, neat, but it's also really great in cocktails.
This is so. I immediately, Mac, on this one, I immediately got a little honey on the nose, and it comes right through. This one, guys, I think it is only an 80 proofer though, so very, very light. You want to get into this one, Mac?
Yeah. An 80 proofer, huh? I was very skeptical. See an 80 proof, I'm kind of like 80 proof, it's like, come on, but this, so yeah, from the difference between like when I was talking about Detling.
You can taste the Texas funk like you mentioned,
Yeah.
In the small batch, but you can get the kind of honey undertones. I guess it's not overly sweet. It doesn't remind me of some of the ones, the honey finished per se, that tend to be a little bit over the top. This is more of just a little kiss of honey at the very end that you kind of get on the back end.
Gotcha. And so something in the chat that was just brought up that I was going to ask you about, Matthew, and this Patrick says this is interesting, a Wisconsin wood barrel housing bourbon in Texas.
Yeah, they lean a lot on different states when it comes to what they do. Like to give you a brief summary, Dan Garrison, so their founder, I got the opportunity to hear him speak at a Total Wine class. He talked about how he went to different states, different distilleries, and learned like what they did. And he's from what I can tell, just the couple of times I met him, he's a big guy on treating people the right way and doing things with loyalty. So he strikes me as a person, if you do right by him, he's going to stick with you. And I think that's why a lot of the times you see him sticking to his original suppliers for barrel companies and things like that. Even still, he went to Kentucky and learned from the likes of Elmer and other people at Buffalo Trace, which you see today in their influence in the distillery. The first copper pot still that they got from Vendome was actually the original still that Elmer used to develop Blanton's way back in the day.
So one of the things that you're saying, though, Matthew, is that these guys, they took it serious from the get-go, it sounds like, and they literally bought a still from Elmer.
Yes, yeah. So Dan, I don't want to speak for him, obviously, but through the classes that I've been at and his stories he's told at the distillery, Elmer became a pretty good friend of his and a pretty good friend of the distillery and the family as a whole. So when the time came that they needed their still, he sold them the original still that was used to develop Blanton's. And when they first started, Dan Garrison was also working around the clock, 8 hours, it was 24 hours a day for the first 3 years to get whiskey in the barrel. And they finally released their first product called Young Gun on Texas Independence Day in 2010, after they had started filling barrels in 2008.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we've gone through Honeydew. Mac, what's your take on Honeydew?
So, okay, so real quick, so this is a non-Texas, like this is my first time with this. I said Detling at first, right? The difference in the small batch and like Detling is a lot from a palate, right? Like I think the 94 proof, maybe I'm excited to try some of these higher proofs. Just to be a little critical, that small batch is, you gotta like those tobacco leather oak, like it's pretty astringent, right? Like I find myself wanting to get some water. Mm-hmm. The honey kind of balances it a little, right? Like it kind of brings it back. The low proof actually kind of works, where I think with the small batch, maybe it's like a little, like I just want more proof on it. But anyway, it's really interesting. I'm learning some things here. That's what I'm saying. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I don't mind it. I don't mind.
All right. So guys, we're gonna get in next here to the Guadalupe, and
wait, how do you say that?
So the Guadalupe, and
Guadalupe.
Yeah. So listen here.
I love it.
Listen here. Let me learn you something. All right. The Guadalupe is one of the most famous rivers in Texas, and
love it.
And and shout out to the Hill Country. I just say that, hang in there. We had some serious loss of lives in the Texas Hill Country, and the Guadalupe is one of those rivers that runs through central Texas. And a young hack in college, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, maybe a little longer than that, but a young hack used to float the Guadalupe, me, a tube, some lady friends, some of my best buddies, and coolers of beer that we would tie to an inner tube and float the river for about 6 hours. And that was on the Guadalupe.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I think Vero has some thoughts on how you say it, but it's a great story, Heck.
The Guadalupe. That's how it's Texas.
I love it.
Guadalupe.
I love it. Hey, cheers to Major
All right.
Zero and Dave Vogelzong in the chat. Cheers, y'all. Thanks for joining.
I appreciate you guys being here. All right, so Matthew, I'm going to keep having you answer some of these questions because I think the audio side, unless you guys are telling me you can hear Alan better, I'm going to have you talk about what is a Guadalupe, what makes it. This is 107 proof. So what are we going to have
Sure.
here?
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Can Mac hear me? Because I can't
Yeah,
hear him.
yep.
I just want to make sure.
He got
that
you. He
he's
can hear
able-
you. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so the Guadalupe is the 107 proof port cask finish, straight Texas bourbon whiskey. So essentially, they take their small batch offering, like Alan was mentioning earlier, and what they do is like they would do for honeydew, where they put the wildflower honey in it. They put this into a port cask and age it for an undisclosed number of years. I think it's around 2. And actually, this past weekend, while we were at the Liquor Zone drop having a good time, they released their 2025 Guadalupe, as well as the first ever time they released 11 single barrels of cask strength Guadalupe. And
Wow.
$50 from every bottle that was bought went directly to supporting flood victims out there in the hill country. So great cause and great bourbon as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right, so Alan has tried to fix his mic on his end, and he's using something different. So we're going to try that again. And guys, hey, we're not experts at this, so forgive us. Like
We're rolling.
whatever we're charging you to watch us, we'll pay you back. We'll pay you back in bourbon.
Can I tell you I'm a little scared of this one?
So I bet you didn't even know. That we had port wine in Texas, or we even knew what it was.
Well, I mean, you probably. Well, yeah. I'm learning a lot here. But one thing about wine fishing, I haven't gotten into this yet, but it tends to be drying, and I experienced some drying earlier with the small batch. So I'm interested to see how this goes.
All right,
Yeah.
get into it. And hey, so Alan, tell us a little bit about what's your take on the Guadalupe, as I call it.
The Guadalupe. So you get a little bit of tobacco kind of on the nose, and some kind of dark chocolate. But on the palate, it's more of a stone fruit, kind of fresh fruit taste. The finish kind of lingers a little bit with some kind of honey and some smoked spices. And then it just at the 107 proof, it's a good easy sipper, and it's a good bottle.
Yeah.
I'm testing that to see also if you guys can hear Alan better. If y'all will help us out, chat, let us know if you're able to hear Alan a little bit better. We appreciate it. Mac, you had a chance to taste some of this Guadalupe. How you feeling about it?
Yeah, it's not as drying as I thought.
Looks like they're saying the volume's good now for
Yeah.
Alan.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna turn Mac way down over here because I think Mac's gonna be louder than them if I don't do that. So
Yeah, Patrick's saying tawny or ruby matters in the port wine finish. I don't know if you guys know which one it is, but that's okay if not. I still think a lot of wine finishes, and when you said 2 years, I was a little, concerned about what we're about to get. But it actually isn't as drying, and it's pretty well balanced. Like this is good. I like the quality.
I get a little sweet red wine in the middle of it, and I know that port's supposed to be a little more drying, but it doesn't feel as dry. It's got a very interesting nose. I don't think I've ever had a nose of any other whiskey like this. Like it's
very savory.
Yeah. You know what? It does. It feels like this would pair great with a steak. Like
yeah,
it just
like
would.
thyme basil.
So, Hack, I don't know if Max, I don't want to interrupt him, but I know that question in the chat about Tawny or Port, or sorry,
Yeah.
Tawny or Ruby.
Yeah, no, please.
It does not say.
Interrupt us. This is your show, actually.
It's your show.
It
Interrupt us
doesn't
all day.
say
We'd
on.
rather you talk to us. So you tell us. You go
Yeah.
ahead, please.
Yeah, so it's that 2-year finish in Portcast, but all it says, and all this is closed, is that it's from Portugal. So it doesn't say what
Sure.
specific port was used.
All right. So since they can hear you now loud and clear, we're going to get into the Ladybird.
Yeah.
And I want to educate you some more, Mac, on some Texas. I'm going to put some Texas into you here.
let's hear
Ladybird
it.
is Ladybird Johnson, who is.
Well, I know.
You know who that is, right? You don't need a history lesson on. Oh,
Former
you're from
First
DC.
Lady.
You need to know. You know who Ladybird is.
Yeah. Former First Lady.
And it's not the pet dog off of King of the Hill. I don't think.
Okay,
Is this,
well, thank you.
Alan, is this whiskey named after the pet dog on King of the Hill?
No. So this one actually is named after Lady Bird Johnson. So right outside of Hyde, Texas, where Garrison Brothers' home base is Johnson City, and Johnson City is actually named for the LBJ, and they have a big state park there with his former home and some other places there, and so that's kind of where Ladybird came about. So Ladybird is a 114 proof, and they basically take the same beginning process with the honeydew, but at the very end they age it in cognac casks. So they let it get some more age on it. It ups the proof a little bit, and it gives it a different flavor. So they usually do about 8 or 9 months or so in the wildflower honey, and then they turn around and put it in about another 3 years in these French cognac casks, and that gives it the kind of a different flavor than just the straight honeydew.
Man, I like the nose on this one a lot, Mac.
Yeah.
This
do.
has, yeah, very nice nose on it.
Wait, so it's honey and
Yeah, I think the
cognac
gives it. There's a definite influence of that cognac on this one more than even some of the others.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite limited releases that they come out with every year. They do such a good job with this guy. And the 114 proof is a perfect proof,
Yeah.
I think, for it as well.
Yeah, as we're going through these and the old palate gets a little more used to the Garrison Brothers, I'm picking up in the subtleties on these where I don't know if I would have just picked up this and not kind of gone in this kind of like, I don't know if I would be picking up on these subtleties, and also learning about like you go through the liquor store, right? And you just see Ladybird and you don't have a clue unless you look close or the brand that it's cognac finished. So interesting.
Something
I'm
cool.
gonna. Can you hear me now? I just think I figured it out on my end for you guys to hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. We're all good.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Did you say, Alan, this was cognac and honey finish? Sorry, remind me the finish.
Yeah, so what they do is they start out in the same way that they do their honeydew. So they follow the same process. They cut up the staves, they soak the staves in honey, they put it in a vat, and then after they do that for about 8 to 9 months, they move it over to cognac casks, and they age it for about 3 years in cognac casks. So that's an additional step on top of the honeydew. So it's basically honeydew on cognac steroids.
That's awesome.
So the chat wanted to make sure it's not Kodiak, as in the dip.
No, it's cognac, COGNAC. That's
people are really
look like literally. I think there's people that here that don't speak Texan. I think
let's give it to Texas.
We need a Texan translator.
So the cool thing.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
No, go, Matthew.
So the cool thing about Ladybird is it would not have really been possible without Nancy Garrison, because Nancy Garrison was the mastermind behind Honeydew. She was the one who was pushing for her own brand within the Garrison label. And so she wanted a lower proof, easy sipper that you could mix with a cocktail, something to enjoy. And so to us Garrison fans, Nancy Garrison is the Nancy of Texas bourbon.
Not Nancy Fraley.
We
got a battle of the Nancys.
Yeah,
Battle of the Nancy's.
So, but
I'd
no,
pay to see that. I'd pay to see Nancy Fraley fight Nancy Garrison. I would.
So the one thing to keep in mind about Garrison Brothers is Garrison Brothers was the first legal bourbon distillery in the state of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So they were there before Still Austin. They were there before a Mile
Oh.
on the Green. They were there before all the other ones. They were the first, probably illegal and legal bourbon distillery in the state of Texas.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I'm like, okay, just from like I'm that voice of like never having Garrison, not, only having Still Austin stuff, not familiar. When I first tried the small batch, I was a little like, oh man, what are we getting into?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I'm excited about some of these proofs we got going with the single barrel here in a second. But I think the cool thing about this unique flavor, which is that like, like that strong, like leather, tobacco, oak, is that with finishes, it really shines. Like some finishes with like just a Kentucky bourbon, it just destroys the bourbon. Here, the finishes are a great like accent to this, and anyway, it's well done. So
Yeah, I don't think if without having the Texas funk as they call it, the finishes would like you said, they would overpower the bourbon. Like you said, you got some of the these ones, these peach or blackberry or whatever that just completely take over. These finishes are subtle, like you said, and they complement the flavors of Texas that shine through in the small batch and still allow the small batch flavor to come through, but also for the accent flavors to come through at the same time.
And
Yeah,
you guys,
I mean, like,
I'm
just look
learning
at how
the hell out of
beautiful
this.
the bottles are too. I mean, they do a great job.
And not to mention they have wildflower seeds inside of the packet.
Yep.
What?
yeah, these bottles. So can we also talk about the bottles? Like that's some crazy stuff, man. That's like those bottles. Like that is a Texas bottle right there.
Here, let's
Yeah,
see if
big
this
Lone
works.
Star on it. Make no mistake. But I think Alan touched on it there about the wildflower seeds in there, but all of their limited releases, the cool part is they're big in philanthropy as well. So
Nice.
the Guadalupe, proceeds from every bottle of that go towards keeping the Guadalupe River clean. Proceeds from Ladybird go towards funding the Lady Bird Johnson Foundation. Proceeds from Balmorhea go towards keeping Balmorhea State Park beautiful, and so on and so on. So there's a built-in donation with every bottle that you buy. So whether or not that impacts the price, people can speculate. But at least you're getting good bourbon and helping out a little bit with a little donation built in there.
Ladybird's been my favorite so far, guys.
Yeah. I agree.
So Matthew, that was something I wanted to hit on was so Garrison Brothers has I guess kind of their philanthropic arm of Garrison Brothers is good bourbon for a good cause, and their motto is that good bourbon will change the world, and they use that for a bunch of different things. In 2017, whenever Hurricane Harvey hit Texas, they actually bottled a Hurricane Tough bottle. That bottle was pre-sold and they basically told people that bought this bottle, hey, we're bottling this bottle right now. You're not going to get it for 3 years. We got to barrel age it. We got to do everything like that. But they were able to raise a large sum of money for Hurricane Harvey.
That's awesome.
Victims. They just, like Matthew mentioned just yesterday, $50 of every bottle of the Guadalupe they sold went to Hill Country flood victims. Earlier this year, the Hill Country was impacted by a pretty large wildfire that went through Fredericksburg and into Stonewall towards Johnson City, kind of where all this is located. So last month, they did their annual summer fundraiser that they call Winter Chicken Dinner. And at Winter Chicken Dinner, they take donations, they have an auction, they do everything, and they were able to raise $100,000 that they divided between the Stonewall Volunteer Fire Department and the Johnson City Volunteer Fire Department. And those were the two departments that were kind of the first ones there at that wildfire to kind of help keep that contained, while they were bringing in other assets to help do with all that. So I say that to say that when you buy a bottle of Garrison Brothers, like Matthew said, maybe the price is impacted a little bit by that philanthropic side, but it all goes to good cause. It's not leaving the state of Texas. It's not going anywhere else. They deal with what's going on in Texas. Even during COVID, they gave $50,000 of sales during COVID to a nonprofit that was supporting restaurant workers that were displaced because of their restaurants being closed by COVID. So they were able to give money to do that. So
That's awesome.
Everything that they raise money for goes to a good cause within the state, and they divvy that up depending on what's going on in the state and where their impacts are most needed.
And I think I think we talked about this. And if you don't have it handy, if you get it later, Alan, if you have that link, I know that we talked about the Hill Country disaster earlier. I know Garrison Brothers is doing some stuff around that now. So if we want to drop that in the link in the chat, and anybody here is watching it now or watching it back later wants to donate through Garrison's Brother, I know that they're doing some things really cool to help support those people affected by the Hill Country floods. And that, and I think that's probably something to mention too. Is Garrison Brother can run a little pricey. And
I was going to ask that.
And their yield is not great, as you know, in the Texas heat, but also sounds like a lot of it goes to a good cause. But Matthew, any other reasons why you think
Garrison Brothers
runs a little on the higher side on cost?
Yeah. So
What is the cost, by the way?
So yeah, thank you, Mac. That's a great point. So I'll run through it real quick. So small batch and honeydew, Alan, correct me if I'm wrong, but between 60 to 80, depending on where you get it. Guadalupe, I've bought mine for 150, sometimes up to about 175. Ladybird, 175 around there, and Balmorhea around 200.
Wow.
So their bottles are pricey. It is kind of a thing to keep in mind. But like you said, they do go towards a good cause. And another aspect of that, Will, that you were mentioning about why they're pricey. So Donis Todd was interviewed by another whiskey YouTuber called
Donis Todd, the master distiller.
Yes, Donis. Thank you for clarifying. Donis Todd is the master distiller.
I know you know him on a personal basis. You guys,
no, I do.
Best buds.
We're on first name basis with them.
Yeah. He's also a great guy. He greets every single person that comes in on release day and shakes their hand as they come through the gate too. So it means a lot to him.
Awesome.
But he was interviewed by another whiskey YouTuber called on Whiskey Bonded. I think his name is Conrad. And he did a video on like why everything costs a little bit more, and they choose to price their bottles a little bit higher so they can pay their staff a little bit more to give them a little bit better wage than they would be at, let's say, a different distillery or in a different industry. So they're all about, goes back to philanthropy, taking care of their people.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why you see that price increase. And, that'll turn some people away, but I think the big thing, and I think Alan agrees with this, but I want to speak for him, like when you go out there, it really hits home. More so than it would be. You feel like a family member when you go out there. Really,
that's awesome.
You do,
Yeah.
and I get it. It's not. And here's the thing: I love learning, and you guys are the epitome of a super fan because you guys know so much about it, and how much of kind of being a super fan has come from actually visiting the distillery. Like Alan, how many times have you been to Garrison Brothers?
So I have bottled 3 times. I've been to 2 or 3, probably maybe 4 releases. And then actually just over Valentine's Day weekend, we went back for a tour.
Wait, time out.
Wait.
A Valentine's Day is taking your wife to Garrison's Brother for a tour to bottle.
That's a good wife right there.
Did you hear that,
So
Beryl?
I will tell you. So like I mentioned, I've bottled 3 times. My wife has bottled 4. So if that tells you anything about how much she loves Garrison Brothers,
That's amazing.
She's actually went one time when I didn't even go.
Well, she pissed at me because I didn't ask her on the show. I just need to know. Like,
yeah,
she actually took a coworker of hers, and they took girls' weekend to Fredericksburg area, and they actually went and bottled at Garrison Brothers, and that was what they decided to do for their thing. And
yeah, so hey, but real quick, Alan. So when you say bottle, there's some people that don't understand what Garrison's Brothers does on their bottling day. Explain it to the good people.
Sure. So they have a deal where their bottling is all done by volunteers. So every bottle, so this bottle was bottled by a volunteer. Every bottle they do is bottled by a volunteer. So you sign up for a 2 day bottling thing, and basically you go there. You get there about 8 o'clock in the morning. They feed you a good breakfast, and throughout the day, they fill the bottles. There is a station to wrap the deer hide pigtail that you use to unseal the bottle. There is another station
Wait,
to
hold on. We cannot skip over some of these details for Mac. A deer hide what for him?
so the pigtails, and let me grab a sealed bottle.
He's got one.
Hope you're not vegan, Matt, because the
Oh,
bottles
no,
aren't.
I'm definitely
Matt,
not
you can see
vegan.
this kind of nipple, I guess, if you want to call it that, that's sticking
Oh,
out there.
this show got really sexy just now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tune in for
Alan,
the
show it to me.
OnlyFans.
Can you show Alan? Show it close.
Oh, don't touch it like that.
Oh,
That is that's deer hide, and every
Is
one
it?
of their seals is deer hide. They always
Damn.
joke that whenever they run out, they just run down to US 290, which runs right in front of their property almost, and they grab a deer over there and they skin it, and that's where they make their deer hide from.
I'm sure they love that.
You know, they're doing all
but
these
they-
cost-saving measures. They're having you guys bottle.
And then
They're just getting deer off the property. I just don't think it's helping them on the price right now. I just don't.
So I got to say this, and by the way, the chat too, just, there's a few questions, but like, I think Anthony even said, like, they even had volunteers, and I think like maybe in the chat too, let me know, but for someone who's not from Texas or in the Texas whiskey scene, I've been wanting to try Garrison. I think that price point, if I'm at a store and I see that big bottle, is one of the reasons I don't grab it. Do you guys, those in the chat who haven't had it, or is that one of the things? Do you experience that too? Is that a barrier to entry? I think I'm kind of thinking that, but
So I think it is to a lot of people,
Yeah.
and until you have it, and
Yeah.
then you realize the quality of the product that they're putting
Yeah.
out, and then you start to taste some of their finishes. Like the Ladybird, like Max said,
Yeah.
or Hack said, that's my favorite bottle so far. Well, it's a damn good bottle, but
It's
damn
good.
good bourbon costs damn good money.
That's
And that's
true.
one of the things that you pay a premium for a quality product that comes out of the state of Texas. And so if you're a Texan, you kind of lean towards that. And then
Yeah.
if you've been to the ranch and you've done the bottling process and you've hand dipped these bottles in crock pots full of 300-degree wax,
Yeah.
and put the star on the top and done the whole process of all
that's
this,
cool.
you kind of understand, what it takes to go in to make this bottle. And then all of a sudden that $85, $90, $100, or even higher, depending on what it is that you're buying at the time, it doesn't seem so bad when you are looking at it in that aspect.
Well, and to say this too, I think going to a distillery makes a big difference. Like I hope Mama Hack ain't watching. She probably is. I'm gonna be in trouble for this, but we went to Good Times and I had one bottle from the Bruzel Drop. I had the Miami Vice, and I currently have 10 bottles of Good Times. so
That'll do it to you.
yeah, I mean, you go and you visit, and it's just, you get inundated in what they're doing. You have fun, and it changes everything. And I hear that the visit at Garrison Brothers is amazing. But hey, we got to keep moving. We still have 4 whiskeys to try.
Yeah.
Wait,
So we're
4?
about halfway through, and we're an hour in. And how you doing over there, Mac? You doing okay?
I'm good. I'm great. I have 2. I might only have 2 left over here.
What?
Maybe 2 are in yours, Matt, that you sent me. But I've got
Yeah, they are.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I've got the 21 Balmorea, and
Yep.
then the
What'd you say?
2019.
It's not diarrhea. It's Balmoray.
I don't know how you Texans say shit. All right, here we go. All right. So
Yeah, the Cowboy and the Laguna will be in the ones that I
all
sent
right,
you.
I'm running and grab that real quick.
All right. Go
While you
get
guys go.
those. Wow. So we're doing the we're doing the Balmoray next. So while we're getting into this, Matthew, tell us what Balmoray is.
Yeah, so Balmoray is their double oaked essentially.
Oh, nice.
Just finished in another new white oak new American oak barrel. Excuse me, words. So it is. I don't know off the top of my head. Age once, but yeah, twice. So it's around. It's at least 4 years old. So I'm pretty sure they do 4 years in one of the barrels, and then 2 in another to 3, depending on the year, because it's a limited yearly release as well.
Man, that's
Alan,
got
did I
great
miss
nose.
anything there?
No, you got it.
So I'm just going to answer the chat while Mac's away real quick. So Patrick says attention to detail is cool. At the end of the day, it's all about the juice. Yes, it is. And either
Yeah,
you're going to like
agreed.
the profile or not. I don't think
Mhm.
we're going to turn many people into Garrison Brothers fans tonight. But if you're like me, I just like to learn about different whiskeys. So I hope you're enjoying
Right.
learning. Cindy says price does stop her buying. I can get that.
Here's Cindy.
I can get that. Dave says only burgers. Oh, Dave sounds a lot like you, Mac. Are you guys friends? Do you know Dave well?
Well, I mean, I'm
He
just
just
getting to know
flexed on
Dave.
the whole chat. He goes, the only Garrison Brothers I have is 22, 23,
Well, this
and
is Diamond.
24.
Hey, Diamond Dave, you can't question Diamond Dave.
Diamond Dave, he's a flexible man. He's just not flexible enough to own more than Cowboy. That's all he can.
I'm with you.
That's all he can.
That's awesome. Cheers, Dave. Cheers.
Just giving you a
Dave.
hard time,
Love
Dave.
having you.
Yeah, the cowboy will put a hurting on the credit card. That's for
Anthony
sure.
says Garrison Brothers used to be special. However, other craft distillers are starting to produce similar flavors for less money. Ragged Branch and MB Roland. So I haven't had those to compare them.
I haven't either.
Haven't had them to
think you did
compare,
in
but
blind
I,
barrels.
Anthony Peters is he's on it.
He
I
knows
trust his palate.
he-
knows his stuff. So
Anthony
probably
knows
a
his
good call
crap, yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
All right. So what are we on here?
we now are on. Repeat after me, as the two Garrison in unison. They held it up. That was really nice. Balmorhea, not Balmaria. Not Balmaria.
Balmorhea.
All
Balmorhea.
right, there we go. And it's a double oak.
Look at that color. God.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see that.
So,
The color on these are insane. It's a double oaked, 115 proof.
I got a new favorite.
Yes.
I'm interested to see what notes you get, Mac, because they do have
Sorry. What?
they do have tasting
Having a
some tasting
moment,
notes
you over
inside
there?
the bottle.
All right.
So they refer to Balmorhea as their candy in a glass. That's kind of
Yeah,
how
this-
they refer to it as. And some of their tasting notes, they get like a kind of a coffee flavor, sticky kind of cinnamon bun, fudgesicle, peanut brittle. That's some of the kind of the tasting notes that they describe.
What are you getting on
Finish
that, Mac?
yourself.
I'm interested from your comment, from your reaction. I just want to know.
Yeah, I mean, the finish keeps going, which is one of the things that. And what's the price on this one?
200.
Yeah.
Yes,
Is
not
there
cheap.
Did you
Nothing's
say
cheap.
age statement on this guy?
So all of the Garrison. So I should have made that disclaimer earlier. I'm kind of getting out of whack here. All the Garrison Brother bourbons are at least 4 years old and all non-chill filtered. So this is, I believe, around 6 years old. It is 4 years in the first barrel and then 2 years in the finishing barrel.
Right. So drop those specs and then that price, right? That's like crazy for some
Yeah.
people, right? Like, well, Buffalo Trace, we just had a 10-year. But I think like this is a good point about whiskey, and it's the same thing with Detling, where expensive bottles, you don't need the amount of time that you do in Kentucky to have that profile, the loss of
Right.
the angel share. So anyway, I don't know. What do you say to that?
And I think some of it comes into craft versus mass produced.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot easier to make 100,000 bottles of Buffalo Trace than it is to make 100 bottles of Balmorhea. There's a lot more that goes into it. There is, the different kinds of barrels. They use, certain kinds of barrels with a certain size, and then they move it over to another barrel to age it. And that makes a big difference when you're looking at mass produced versus craft distillery.
I think here's the thing, though, and this is why you need to find a whiskey community. You need to find buddies like this that are going to send you samples free of $200 bottles and about 8 of them. Like, thank you, Alan. Thank you, Matthew, for doing this. Like, you didn't have to send us these. And I'm
no, of course.
Very thankful. But I will tell you, the reason I say that too is because try before you buy, right? Know if you like it or you don't. Start with
that is
start with a bottle that you've tried and you like, and you kind of ease into it. I wouldn't recommend anybody go out and buy a 200 bottle of whiskey if they haven't tried it. I don't care if it's a Buffalo Trace product. I don't care if it's a Garrison's Brother. Like I always tell people, find a good whiskey club or good friends or and I thank God for the friends I've made in the whiskey community, because they have sent me samples. Tim in the chat, he right here, a good friend of mine, and I'm absolutely dear friend. He sent me a sample of the 2024 Four Roses LE that I thought about. I was really close to buying. After I tried that sample, I'm not going to buy that bottle. And I probably could have got it for $250 in Kentucky, but I'm not going to buy that bottle for $250 because I don't think it's a $250 bottle. And I love Four Roses. So some people will say this is not a $200 bottle to them.
That's okay.
That's okay. Here's the thing about us. Like, I don't believe in whiskey snobbiness stuff. Like, if you like it, you like it. Drink what you like. Drink it how you like it. And for me, I'm starting to like Garrison's more and more, but I'm also looking for something a little different. Did the store pick, and now, I'm starting to experience things with Garrison Brothers where I'm like, oh, I can get the subtleties, but also this is the first time I've ever gone through all their offerings, which I'm eternally grateful for you guys doing this. Like, this is so much fun. I'm having a blast over here doing this. I'll tell you that. I like double oaks. I like double oaks.
And, we know you like double oaks. Yeah.
And this, this is my favorite one I've had so far, because those extra years time with the wood brings out those sweetness tannins in the wood. I get something on this that I don't get on the other ones, which is kind of like a pecan, a candied pecan thing, like a little praline candied pecan. And and I love it. And it's not super sweet because it's still got the leather, but there's a little candied, which maybe that is a discussion. Mac?
Yeah.
Pecan or pecan?
I say pecan.
Oh, yeah. We can roll. We good.
Am I the odd guy out over here?
I'm from the South. I'm from Tennessee.
Matthew, don't say it. We're going to lose viewers if you say it.
Pecan.
Matthew.
I'm the odd guy out over here?
Not to say it.
Go back
told you not
pond.
to say it, and you said it anyway. You said don't say it, and you said it.
So Hack, to your point, I think there's a difference between people that go into a liquor store looking for Garrison Brothers and the people that see the price tag on the shelf and think that, and that turns them off.
Right.
And so I personally, having visited the ranch as many times as I have and done their bottling and all that, and believe in what it is they do and the product that they produce, I don't have a problem paying the premium that they cost for their bottles. It doesn't bother me. I enjoy them. And so I don't have a problem with that. And to answer a couple questions in the chat, Tim brought up a good point that that X number of years in Texas is completely different than a Y number of years in Tennessee, Kentucky, those kind of things. Tennessee and Kentucky, that area, they don't get to 110, 108 degrees during the summertime and 30 degrees during the wintertime. So 4 years age statement of a Texas bourbon is completely different than 8 years, 10 years in Kentucky. So there is something to do with that. And then I think it was Patrick that asked the question, what is their mash bill? And so their mash bill is, to kind of go back to that, is 74% white corn, 15% red winter wheat, and 11% malted barley. And they use that same mash bill across their entire product. So everything is the same mash bill. It's just the finishes that make the difference.
And nothing's sourced.
No, everything is completely done there on site. To proof down their whiskey, they actually use Texas Hill Country rainwater. They have a huge rainwater collection system throughout the ranch, and they collect rainwater, and that limestone kind of rainwater is what they actually use to macerate their whiskey, and that's how they proof it down from the different things that they do. And so they use that rainwater to proof that down.
So which one was the cognac finish again, guys? That was
Ladybird.
Ladybird. So Rizzle, we just tried that one. If you tuned in a little late, or you maybe just wondering, this one's fantastic. The Ladybird, the cognac finish. It's very good. Very,
I
very
would say
good.
cowboy though.
Yeah, cognac finished cowboy would be incredible.
Cowboy. Yeah.
Oh,
Saying
yeah.
cowboy,
oh,
That
he's
would be-
saying a
that would
cognac
be
finish.
something way different.
Oh, I didn't see the details.
which we haven't got to yet.
That would be something. Okay, we
Yeah.
got 3 samples left.
We gotta keep
I just
Rolling.
poured the Laguna Madre, and I cannot
Okay.
wait to see Mac.
Wait,
get
which
on
one are
this.
we? Okay.
I cannot.
Laguna Madre. Let me grab
Yeah,
it.
Okay.
this
Yeah.
is Matthew's bottle.
So did we educate? Okay, real quick. Balmorhea is actually a state park here in Houston. And actually, they have a lake that is so deep that they use it for scuba diving training, and because it's completely clear. Like you can go 50 feet deep and it's still clear because it's a completely protected natural spring, and it's at Balmorhea State Park, and it's out in way west Texas in the middle of nowhere. And it's just a beautiful place to visit. Think about Texas, like for those of you that aren't from here or whatever, because it takes about 12 hours to drive across our state. You've got everything from desert to deep piney woods, the beaches, and they're not beautiful beaches until you get to Padre. I'll agree with that. To the desert, to the plains, to the hill country, to East Texas, which is highly like we just have so many different terrains because of what. So there's really tons of cool state parks here, and a lot of cool names that. Oh well, okay. He's going to do this to us. All right, now I
knew
want
the
you
Texas,
to.
the Texas love. I
Your
got
punishment is Laguna Madre. What
Tell me
do
what
we
this
get
is.
into with Laguna Madre,
Yeah.
Matthew? What are
So
we
this
gonna
is
have
Laguna
here?
Madre. This is released July usually of every year, so it'll be coming up here soon. I have a problem. I have too many of these bottles. I love this bottle so much, but it's very expensive. The MSRP is around $360.
What?
It at the distillery, and I've killed a bottle of 23, and this is the open bottle I have of 24. And I'm gonna be sad when they're gone.
This man just sent you a sample of a $360 whiskey.
So
We're
they
entering Calumet 18 territory here.
yeah. I haven't had Calumet 18, so I don't know how it stacks up, but
I
don't-
guess the sample's
are
coming.
any
I
of
don't
the
think it'll
Garrison
get there,
Brothers
but
are any of the Garrison Brothers stored in either a casket or a vampire box? Any?
oh yeah,
they-
here I got the
We'll
Here.
get to that.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Oh,
we'll get to that with the next one. Yeah, thank
Okay,
you. I don't
all
want to
right.
spoil the surprise.
Don't spoil the surprise. All right.
So
Oh, Galveston Beaches from Vero. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
we don't talk about
A little Chuck, a little Charles
Yeah,
I
Barkley.
gave you that. I gave you that.
Tim saying Matthew's buff turkey. That's right, Tim. Absolutely. But
Oh,
yeah.
that's so great. Yeah.
So
Bradley says
this-
he was at Family Barbecue, has a stream. Go back to Family Barbecue. You're not missing anything. It's been a complete shit show. But Brad, we're glad you're here. He is a
Brad,
loyal
glad you're here,
viewer.
Brad.
I got you those good time bottles, by the way, my friend. They're on the way. Thank you for being here. All right, so let's get into Laguna Madre.
Yeah. Why?
Hey, wait, let me say this for Vero. Laguna Madre.
Ooh, what do you think, Vero?
Madre. Not bad. All right. Go ahead, Matthew. Tell us.
So this it comes in a nice little presentation box too, which I have right here. Not that packaging should add to the cost, but it does. Little
Ooh.
box, a little put in there. Comes with some little koozies, Garrison Brothers stickers, and a little document on it. So last year, the 2023 release.
Hey, Matt, I'm
too
sorry to
bad-
interrupt you. How thick is the plexiglass? Is it kind of thin?
Not very. Yeah, it's a little thin.
A little thin. Okay, just wonder. All right.
Here comes the bookers.
Yeah. So last year's release, or sorry, 2023's release, because 2025 hasn't happened yet. 2023's release was 2002 bottles. 2024's release, which is what we're drinking right now, is 3,000 bottles. And what it is, it's another double oak, but it is it's 8-year-old Texas bourbon whiskey. So that's a long time for Texas. But 4 of those years are in new American oak barrels, like regular bourbon is, and those last 4 years they finished it for 4 years in French limousine oak barrels, and that's what makes it so expensive. So the French limousine oak barrels each cost about $10,000. They were saying the empty barrels for them to fill cost $10,000. So hence the price tag is very high. With that being said, Dan Garrison said on one of the distillery tours, before they even had a license to distill or open the distillery, they got on the list to get these barrels. He was planning years down the line, so at least 8 years prior, he got on this list. So by the time he wanted to make this product, he had the barrels to do it. And that's what makes it so expensive. I know people can still justify that, and they'll say the proof's in the pudding with the juice, but that is the reason.
What's a limousine barrel?
Yeah, it's French limousine, by the way. It's
What is
it's
that?
It
it's
comes
like
from the limousine forest in France.
when you press the horn, it goes wee wee. Oh shit! All right, dad jokes for days. I'm sorry.
What's
All
the
right.
proof on this guy? What's the proof?
101.
Oh, okay. Whoa, okay.
It's going to be completely different to anything you've had because of those 4 years in the finishing limousine cask.
Waiting for it.
That's good. Oh wow, it's a great finish.
Why are you rolling the glass on its side?
Yeah.
It coats the glass.
Oh God, I didn't see this. Is fancy.
Yeah.
Why
I don't think they can see.
You know what? I think this French limousine glass. You should have had your fancy glass for this one.
I know if I would have, I came into this blind, but maybe this should go to the fancy glass.
And that's reserved strictly for Calumet.
I know.
Reserved for the vampire whiskey.
So
It's
how
a
do you feel?
Calumet glass.
That's right. It's Calumet. How do you feel though about the price for this with the proof?
I'm okay with it.
I think
because
that might
of the
be
finish.
like yeah.
But what do you think, Mac, as an unbiased source that's trying all these for the first time?
You said what 360?
360. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that we're entering like ungodly territory for a bottle, right? Like,
yeah.
But I mean, this is a great pour. I really love it. I think the proof is actually really good on it too. Like it's I think I know probably why. I mean, if you pull it out of that secondary finished barrel at cast strength, you probably can't drink that thing, right? Like,
no.
It's both like viscous. There's like a delicate nature to it that is interesting because it's also very like it's Texas whiskey, right? So it's like it's got all those things, but
I need more of this.
it's complex. So I don't know. I really like it. I need to like sit with this thing, right? It's like
I
that's
really
one
want
of
to
those
spend
things-
time with
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I really
yeah.
do.
So, I think the other problem, Mac, would be that if you tried to bottle this at cask strength, your yield would be so
It'd be
little
like- yeah.
that you're looking at $1,000 bottle at that point.
And-
So
and that's
they
another-
proof
yeah.
this down to 101 to increase their yield. So
Yeah.
there's a reason for that.
What-
One that it needs a little bit of water in it to kind of bring it down, but realistically, to get it at a price point where it's even affordable, you have to proof it down some to increase the yield so that you can get enough bottles to even sell. Like Matthew said, I mean, it's routinely that this is 2,000, 3,000 bottles a year
Yeah.
that they release of this one
That's so
product.
cool.
Well, if you did that at cask strength, you're looking at 100 bottles, 200 bottles, but that in turn would be $1,000, $1,500 bottle.
Yeah. And so it's worth to note it becomes very hard to find, not just because of the low yield, but because they reserve 1,000 of those bottles for release day at the ranch or distillery. Sorry, they
Right.
call it the ranch. So
Be on the inside.
only
Yeah, you guys kept saying ranch. I was like, what the hell are you talking?
only 1,000 bottles from the 2023's release went nationwide, and only 2,000 bottles from the 2024 release went nationwide. Haven't seen the numbers yet on what the 2025 release is going to pull. I'm guessing they've upped production, just following trends with other
Wait.
distilleries.
You
but-
see, Anthony said there's supposedly a single barrel cast strength Laguna Madre out there somewhere, charity bottle.
That would be
Oh
incredible
my
to find.
Is that
I'm
would
sure
be
there
kind of
is. It's
similar to
probably with
the high?
high rye.
Yeah. There's a story
Yeah,
around the
JG.
high rye too.
Cheers, JG. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here. So, Sweet Cindy, yeah, I give bad jokes, I know. So, all right. So, with this, guys, like, I want to tell a quick story. Is that we did the very first Houston Basement Dwellers, our local whiskey group that we're all a part of, bottle share at my house, and was it Matthew or was it you, Alan, that brought this for
It was Matthew.
Matthew? So Matthew brought the Laguna Madre for what we were calling the GOAT blind, because that's his favorite of all time. So it was like, okay, bring your favorite bottle, or bring a bottle that you think is one of the best of all time. And that was a tough blind, because it was like Buckner's 15, Russell Reserve 15, like there was Michter's 10, like there was really banger bottles. So it didn't do well in that blind. Let's just it didn't. Having it
However,
now,
there was one person that rated it number 1.
well, that was Alan.
He knows what he's doing. That's why.
Alan immediately in the blind went, "Yep, know what that is." And I'll tell you, having gone through all of this and all the way to here, this being a $360 bottle, like I'm holding this like it is, but like the Laguna Madre, it's the first time that on the nose it gave me that familiar caramel kind of vibe thing. It still has that underlaying Garrison's, but it's a lot more complimentary, is the way I would put it.
Yeah, it's tamed. It's tamed.
So I think one of the things to look at with Garrison Brothers and to keep in mind is that you can't compare this to a Kentucky whiskey or a Tennessee whiskey or anything like that.
Right.
It's in a class all its own. This is a tried and true Texas whiskey.
Yeah.
So you're always going to get that Texas funk. I think the best way the best analogy that I've ever heard is that this is like chewing on a worn baseball glove. It's always going to have that leather finish. Yeah. It's always going to have that kind of funky taste to it. And even with the finishes, you're still going to get that Texas funk.
So what you're telling me is what you're telling me is both of your mothers, when you were babies, they threw leather baseball gloves in the playpen. And they said, "Here, chew on this."
Yeah, maybe.
When you were teething, your mama said, "Here, chew on this."
I will say that I get what you're saying, but like for that price of a bottle, there's gonna be some people in here who's never had this, who are like, "What is that tasting?" No, you know what I mean? Like with that, but at the same time, it is like I do like that, and I've got some Detling bottles here that I love. That it's different, but there are some similarities, and anyway, I embrace the leather.
Well, this is not a walk into Total Wine and see this on the shelf and grab it off the shelf type of bottle. This is you've had their other expressions. You're interested in what it is that this $360 bottle brings. Or it's like Matthew, where he goes and camps out the night before in front of their driveway and waits for them to release it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So
I love
this is a niche market for this particular bottle, which is why they can get away with only bottling 2,600 bottles, because they know they're going to be able to sell all of them. They're not going to have an overstock, and they cater to that market of people that will buy this bottle.
Which, like, let me say, this is why we're doing this, right? So, like, super fans, everyone here in the chat, listening right here, like, you have that distillery that you love, and there's a reason, right? Like it could just be because there's like a memory there. It's your first, or it could be like you're super into whiskey and you're, like we all have those things that we might pay this for, or that, and that's like the coolest part of this community, right? And like that's why we're here. So like, thank you, like Alan and Matthew. This has been awesome, but we still got a couple more.
It's kind of like what Hack said. He was like he had one bottle of Good Times before he went to Good Times, and now he has 10. So to Matthew and I, this is our Good Times. We've been to the ranch, and I don't know if Matthew has, but I've done the bottling. I've met the guys. I've got, as a matter of fact, for my 40th birthday, my wife surprised me with a trip to Garrison Brothers to do bottling, and I have a signed bottle with
that's so cool.
all the people that bottled with me on my birthday. These are my best friends. These are the Garrison Brothers employees that I've met numerous times over and over again. Pat, Rabbi, some of the other ones. So we kind of believe in what the product is and what it is that they offer.
That's so cool.
And to us, this is our Texas distillery. I was born and raised in Texas. I lived here my entire life, and to me, this product is home.
Yeah. What you just said is exactly why I wanted to do the super fan, because here's something about superfan. Like I think you can bring, maybe someday we'll be big enough we can bring some people that run the distilleries and do the distilleries, but the fans that love them have a different passion, man.
Yeah.
They have a different love. And everybody, you know, I don't know if everybody, but a lot of us in the whiskey community, we have that love and seeing that come through in you guys, I'm enjoying the hell out of this. Like
It's awesome.
I love it. And
Thank you for having us.
Oh no. Well, hey, we got 2 more bourbons to go. And
Yeah,
the
we
best
do.
is like the best is yet to come.
Yeah.
So
next?
right now we got to get to the cowboy.
The cowboy. All right.
Ooh.
Which this is the Cowboy, the 2024. This is 140.2 proof. Just over has. Look at this color.
And before you jump in there, we got a new sub. Elijah Craig, thank you. Appreciate your sub.
Wait.
Thank
Is it the Elijah Craig?
It's
I
him.
think it is the.
He's here.
Holy shit!
This is a
Holy
great
shit.
stream, guys.
Hey, by the
He
way,
loves this. Oh.
Elijah Craig, I'm doing a pick on Tuesday of Larceny. So we're gonna do a pick at Liquor Zone on Tuesday and see if we can find a Larceny barrel proof. So shout out Elijah Craig. Thank you for being a sub. Okay. I'm so excited to get to this one.
So Hack, I must say, unfortunately,
Oh my
now
God.
I lay me to rest, baby.
Oh,
See, now that's how you do a fucking
That's
casket.
a casket.
That's how you do a casket.
That is an actual casket. What the
However,
hell?
Look
However,
at this thing.
this
Hold
is
that.
not-
Wait, hold it up so we can see how it's nicely.
Oh my God. What are they doing? This is
So
Look at
amazing.
This is not
It's-
your cheap fan yourself on a hot summer day plexiglass.
Look at that thick ass
this is
plexiglass.
This is 1/8 inch, high quality Texas plexiglass.
Fuck you, bookers.
That-
Fuck you, bookers.
This is not a chicken shit operation.
This
This
is
is how we
yeah.
do it in Texas.
well, that is as
Don't tread
Bradley
on me,
just said-
bookers. Don't tread on me, bookers.
As Bradley just said in the chat, that's a full-blown coffin, baby.
That's it, one and only.
So they got some feedback after
Hey,
that.
If you have a pet
Oh, did
parrot,
they?
listen. If you have a pet parrot,
What?
go out. Go out and get you a cowboy bourbon, okay? Because that's a perfect size for a pet parrot.
Oh, I just got that. It took me too long for that. I mean, I had too many streams. All right. Christ.
So
Yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into this, please.
yeah, back the 2024 release is the second year
Oh,
that they
that's-
did.
Doesn't have the thing in it. It doesn't have the coffin.
No, so they got a little bit of feedback. People were like, "This looks too much like
Got a little
coffin.
feedback.
Can we tone it down a little
I
bit?"
love it. I love it.
Oh wait,
I love
so
it.
if you have a pet parrot, you need to look for which one?
Wait, which
This
year
is,
is
the 22 is still the
the
coffin.
casket?
Okay.
So
Is
is the
the
23.
coffin?
The
full-on
22 and
coffin.
23, you're good. You
All right,
get- you
listen,
get your
all
coffin.
you 2022 Garrison Cowboy owners, for pennies a day, you too can give your coffin to someone that has a dead parrot.
Yeah.
Or like a gerbil or something. Yep.
Here,
all right.
here's my coffin. It's actually a coffin now because the bottle's empty and I haven't thrown it out yet.
Oh, nice.
You
Nice.
could fit
Oh,
quite a
That
few
sucker,
gerbils in there.
that sucker is like all tucked in there nestled. It's like,
Yeah.
That is so creepy. All right, let's get into this whiskey.
So this is the 2025 release or 2024 release, excuse me, is the 10th anniversary
Oh my
of
God.
the Cowboy Bourbon. So there's 10,000 bottles released. It is the
Man.
second time it's been a hazmat release. 2023 was the first at 140.9, and
Good God.
2024 is the second time at 140.2. Cool thing is I went on distillery day. Dan and Nancy signed the back of the box for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
the
Not only
Nancy.
did they sign to the
The
back,
Nancy.
yeah, exactly, the
Whoa.
Texas Nancy.
Whoa. We love our Nancy's though. We love both
I
Nancy's.
We
love
do,
both Nancy's.
but some
I
are
love
better
both
than
of them.
others. Not all are created
I
No,
love
equal.
them
no.
both equally. Nancy Fraley,
We
don't be
love-
mad. I
We
love you too.
Nancy Fraley. All right.
I may not be allowed on Still Austin property after this stream. We'll see.
We'll get you a mask to put on.
Yeah.
I also
Um,
have a Still Austin problem up there. It's kind of cut off on my stream, but yeah.
So they also Dan and Nancy wrote a note on the back of the bottle thanking me for coming out to
that's awesome.
the ranch that day for the bottling. And they did that with every single person that bought a bottle. So all 1,000 bottles they sold, they hand signed and wrote a note on everyone for every single person who showed up. So that was a nice little touch. Comes with a little medal because we're in the Lone Star State. So not only do you need a Lone Star on the bottle, you need a Lone Star medal as well.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And yeah, so it is there. This is bottle number 527, and it was distilled and barreled in 2018. So yeah, this is uncut, unfiltered. The nectar is so deliciously sweet it overpowers the heat.
And this
that's
one
gonna
retails for like $250,
One, yeah,
275.
$275. I've seen it for $250.
That's under
You
MSRP.
can get it at some stores for that price. And so with Cowboy,
I think Costco had it at that.
The difference between this and everything and the other ones is there's no finish on Cowboy. Basically, this is a group of single barrels that Donis Todd has identified that has a similar taste profile that puts it above any single barrel, puts it above any other small batch or whatever. So he puts those to the side. They let them age for a little while longer, and then they put them together and they release it. So Cowboy is, in a sense, a small batch because it is not a singular barrel.
Okay.
However, it is a group of barrels that from the same area of their rick house that they said these all have pretty similar profiles, but they're really, really good. So let's put these to the side. They give it another year or so, and then they come back and say, let's bottle these, and that's that year's Cowboy release.
Yeah. So
after Mac has this, he's going to say Guadalupe.
This is 8 years old, so it is 8 year cast strength, uncut, unfiltered.
And what's the proof?
140.2, just over half.
We're in the has territory, baby.
But this is, and one thing to keep in mind is that this is 8 years of Texas aging. This is not 8 years of Kentucky, 8 years of Tennessee. This is 8 years of the Lone Star State aging.
So look, I grew up, I went to rodeos on the weekends for fun. And right now, you know what we are? We're stuck on that bucking bronco, and we got our hand caught in the rigging. Like we can't get out. Like this is what's going on right now. We're on a ride and we can't get off. I got somebody translate for Mac. He has no idea what I just done.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat understands exactly what that's like, but thank you for that.
Yeah, I know that. We are on a ride. We can't get off. Oh my God, this is good. Whew.
Yeah, Larry 3R says, say goodnight, Gracie. That's right. You have one too many of these and you're going to go to sleep real quick.
Goodness.
I mean, this is... So at first it burned, like the nose was nose hair burning, which is a hazmat. It's understandable. But then first, you get that, you do get those like baking spice tobacco. But anyway, when I sip this,
I want to hear this.
Oh man. The brown sugar. It's like sweet, like Maduro cigar. Like dolce, like caramel dolce. Oh, this is awesome. This is.
We got him, boys. It only took us 7 pours, but we got him.
We converted him. Let's go.
Wow.
And the cool thing about Cowboy is every year it tastes a little bit different. Because they don't it's not finished. So it's not going to taste like honeydew and it tastes like honey. It's not going to taste like Ladybird and taste like cognac. It's not going to taste like Balmoral and taste like a Snickers bar. This is whatever Texas did over those couple of years to those bottles or to those barrels, and whatever magic comes out of those, that's what that year tastes like. So 2022 tastes nothing like 23, that tastes nothing like 24, and 25 is going to be completely different. This year, knock on wood, in Texas, this summer has been kind of mild. We've maybe hit 95 a couple of days this year.
It has been mild.
This has not been one of those 110-degree Texas summers. So the 2029 Cowboy that's currently going right now may be completely different than what we're experiencing right now, because of that that one milder summer may make a huge impact on the way that these barrels come out that they pick for that year's Cowboy.
That's can we get a little nerdy here? Is that all right?
That's what we do here.
Absolutely.
That's what we do here.
I start to get that dark chocolate anise at the end, and I start thinking there's clearly a lot of malt in it, but there's not, right? Like you told me the
11%.
mash bill,
It's 11% malted barley.
and you've got the wheat, right? You said what was the other? What was the
It's,
wheat?
I gotta get another pour of
15%
this.
wheat.
I need another pour.
What was the wheat?
15. It's 74% corn, 15% wheat, and 11% malted barley.
And so like
Good
maybe
call.
like you guys can help me here, and then Anthony, if he's still here in the chat too, where I've talked to him about this on picks of like corn to a certain level can get me to if it's a lot of corn and it gets a little funky, and especially like with the heat and with the barrels, and like I get like a dark chocolate malt thing here with this, and anise that I get in higher malted things that really fooled me with that blind barrels thing we did, Hack, like that, where it's like the wheat or the corn at a certain level with certain parts in the South, like deep South, like I'm talking like Texas, South Alabama, even Detling, you get that. I would love to hear if we get really nerdy here, malt chocolate anise in this. What do you guys think of that? Am I crazy or what? Like,
No, I get a lot of chocolate on this guy.
Okay.
I get a lot.
And what is that gives it that, you think? And is it just the barrel? Is it the high heat? Is it the
What do they do different with Cowboy that they don't do with anything else?
Yeah.
It's the age statement. A lot of it. I mean, you
8
figure
years.
Cowboy is most years. It's an 8-year bourbon, and this is an 8-year Texas bourbon. So that's I think there's an equivalent of. I read somewhere online that somebody said that an 8-year Texas bourbon is equivalent to a 12-year Kentucky bourbon.
But
So
is
you're
it a
looking
honey
at
barrel situation? Are there certain
No,
barrels
this is
that
just straight up
qualify for?
American. This is American oak barrels.
No, but what I mean is there a certain part of the rick house where they say, all right, this is where we're going to usually get Cowboy, or is it that the
No,
master
they just-
distiller is
what
sitting
it
there
is
and
is
going through?
They stack these up in there, and every day their master distiller goes by and tests different barrels from different parts of the rick house, and he says, okay, these barrels over here are going to be the 2024 small batch. So this section over here, this is what we're going to use these for. And then he'll say, nah, this one's got a little bit of that Snickers bar flavor, so this is going to be a Balmoral barrel. And then they'll say, well, we're going to proof this one down to make this one honeydew because it just doesn't have a whole lot going on maybe on this
Gotcha.
one. And then they're going to say, well, wait, this one is exceptionally well, so this one's going to be a single barrel. We're going to pull this one, and whatever proof it is in the barrel, we're going to proof that as a single barrel. So that may go to Total Wine or to Specs or to a store pick that like Liquor Zone did. And then there's others that they may say, well, these 5, 10, 15, 20 barrels in this corner that we did 5 years ago all taste substantially similar, but they're way better than a small batch. So we're going to put these aside for the next 3, 4, 5 years, and then that's going to be Cowboy. And then that's how they decide how they're going to get that.
So do you see in the chat here, Andy with a great question. How does Still Austin not have that leather taste that Garrison
I have the
does?
answer to that one if y'all want me to tackle this
it's
one.
the barrels too, and I know
I'll tackle a little bit, and then y'all can talk. Like we talked a little bit earlier that Garrison Brothers uses a smaller barrel, so you get more that impact.
Also,
One big thing is the Still Austin process is they use something called slow water maturation. So Still Austin, actually, believe it or not, they take their water and they age it in barrels. So what they do is they're actually going to add water, but it's not just like you're just watering the whiskey down. They're doing it from a barrel impact. And I think type of rickhouse makes a big difference. There's some pretty good distance between in Texas where Still Austin is being, just like in Kentucky, right? Like you've got rickhouses that set here and set there, and they're going to give a little different flavor profile. I think Still Austin is also chasing a little harder to be like a lot of the Kentucky bourbons, honestly. Like the store pick we just did for Liquor Zone, it reminds me of a classic Kentucky bourbon. It does. Like, I think if you put it in a blind, it's going to remind you of a lot of really good Kentucky bourbons. Where Garrison Brothers say, "Nah, we're Texas.
Yeah.
This is what we do." Like, I think those are the differences.
Garrison Brothers embraces that funk, and they understand that that's what their product is. And like Hack said, they're still Austin is trying to. I don't know if they're trying to be, but they are the Texas Kentucky bourbon. It doesn't have the kind of the leatherness to it and things like that you get from some of the other ones. And so, and I think it has something to do with, like you said, Mac, the smaller barrels, the 33-gallon barrels versus a 55-gallon barrel. That's a different. There's less liquid in there. There's more surface contact. You're going to get more of that aging and more of that oak flavor in that versus a larger barrel where there's less surface area.
And I'm going to tell you something about this, the chocolate note here. That can I be nerdy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
I mean, this is what
I used to work for a company that we did contracts for different food service, like high-end stuff. This is years ago. And we had a German chef that came over, and he was really into chocolates, right? And so he was teaching our kitchen staff and some of us like how to take a chocolate and bring it to a certain temperature that's just for burnt. And the reason is because it basically, if you were going to take that chocolate and do some kind of drizzle over something salty, like a salted pretzel or a salted nut of some sort, like a salted hazelnut, like something like that you wanted the chocolate to almost be burnt because you didn't want it to be overly sweet. And so this reminds me of that class he gave us on how to toast your chocolate. It's a toasted chocolate, which sounds maybe dumb, but that's what it is. It's not like a creamy milk chocolate you'd get from a candy bar. It is a toasted chocolate, and that's what I get here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the thing is if you're not from Texas, and we'll wrap up that discussion on Still Austin, because this is about Garrison Brothers. It's like trying to compare, like two Kentucky distilleries like Wild Turkey and Heaven Hill. They're totally different, but they're not that far apart from each other.
Yeah.
It's the same type of deal. Like Still Austin and Garrison Brothers are totally different places, distilleries, just because they're both in Texas. Both great for different reasons. And I hope that someday we find someone that wants to be a super fan for Still Austin. I think I'm kind of close. But we would love to have people on that do that. But so there's one last one. Dare we get to
there's
it?
one more. And I see the proof on it right in front of me, and I'm like, dear Lord.
Can you handle this?
Oh yeah.
Where's this one from, Alan?
So
Hey, are there any dead parrots in the chat? Any dead parrots in the chat? Because we have your final resting place.
So
we are the resting place for all dead parrots. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is a single barrel. This was distilled and barreled in 2019. It's barrel number 14,814. And of that, it is bottle number 4. So how I came across this one was occasionally the master distiller, Donis Todd, will do some releases that he sells online. And basically the way that they get their single barrels is that Donis just walks through the rick house one day and says, hey, I'm going to sample this bottle or this barrel. And he's like, hey, this is too good to be a small batch. This is an exceptional barrel. This is going to be a single barrel. They pull it off the shelf and they use it for different ones. Total Wine, Specs, Liquor Zone, something like that. But sometimes he comes across a barrel that is above and beyond those, such as barrel number 14,814. And what he will do is they will sell these on Garrison Brothers' website. They'll do a release and they'll say, hey, I've got 2 or 3 barrels that were hand selected by me, and I'm going to release them on their website. It's a frenzy. They sell out within a couple of minutes, and you get them. So this particular one is a 147.0 proof, hand selected by the master distiller of Garrison Brothers, Donis and Todd. This is the highest proof bottle that I own. This is not the highest proof bottle they've released. Reserve 101 in Houston currently has a 151, and I believe Nestor Liquor Online at one point had a 155. I don't know if they still have it or not, but I've got about 8 bottles of cash strength single barrel from various sources, different stores, through Donis Online and all that. But that's kind of where we're at on this one. So
Alan, let me do this real quick.
selected by-
I got to do this. This is bottle cam. Y'all have to see the color on this. Hold on.
Yeah, the color. I've been trying to do that. Yeah, you like just look. And just put your Glen over there. Yeah, put your Glen over there more. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Like this is 147 proof, y'all. I'm trying to think like what the highest proof bottle I have is, and I think I might have like a 145, but
I just realized I poured way too much of this.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning's gonna come quick.
I'm gonna go night. I'm gonna go night. This is gonna be.
Well, actually,
This is why I wanted y'all to get the Raven too.
oh yeah, well we've got that. But
What?
Hack, this is a great time to talk
Wait,
about.
hold on, real quick. Hold on. Promo time. Oh, I messed it up. It does.
Oh no, because I'm in a different. Yeah, it's okay.
God dang
You
it!
just have
I
to
was
do it
gonna
from
do
here.
a promo. All right, go ahead and do our
Hey.
promo.
Since Hack ruined our ever having a sponsorship from
Oh, I did ruin that.
the one that will not be mentioned,
Z-Biotic.
Morning Recovery is going to be great. And every time I drink this, I don't feel anything the next morning. Thank you. All right, that's Morning Recovery.
Did you
All right.
drink it before we started?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Oh, good,
All right.
good.
So
Morning Recovery.
yes, Anthony Peters. Sorry, 150 proof. Yes, Corbin Cash. That is my highest proof, and it's 150.
I'm trying so hard
Anthony.
not to make fun of that name right now.
The what?
Nothing. I'm not gonna say it.
Morning Recovery. No, we have to at
I
least
know.
someday have one
I
sponsor.
know. I won't say anything.
Anyway, you know what? We're here for y'all. We don't care about the sponsorships. We don't.
Maybe you do.
All right.
I'll be nice. I will not say anything about Morning Recovery.
All right, let's get into this.
There is a joke in there that I want to say so bad, but I'm not going to.
This is the one.
Like, yeah. Go
All
ahead.
right.
This is the one, Mac. That this and Cowboy. I want you to try Raven next to, and see if you see any
Ooh.
parallels between, especially Cowboy and Raven.
You're gonna
But
make
even
us
though,
drink
even
more
so, this
whiskey?
one is
Okay.
also high proof.
Christ.
Cord is caught up in my chair. This
Can we
is
talk
not
about
good.
hazmat bourbon? So, like, for those in the chat, do y'all have any hazmat?
Can I ask one question? Why are we going to try 138 proof or 128 proof, 124 proof? My math has gone off because I've had too much whiskey. Why are we going to try 124 proof against 147? Doesn't that seem unfair?
Good question.
Like,
Matt,
why?
Trust
you
me,
can
and
say
I know Andrew was in the chat earlier from the Basement Dwellers. He was the one that brought this up too. I want you to try Raven, and I want you to try Cowboy next to each other and see what
Look
you
at the
think.
color difference
of what?
of these two. Oh, I guess it's a little dark, but still.
Oh, Raven and the
Yeah,
single
yeah.
barrel.
Yeah. All right, we're going to do the Raven.
Tim,
Thank you,
Tim,
Matt.
look at Tim's.
Thank you.
Look at Tim's comment really quick.
Thank you, Andrew, for getting me this
Brought
bottle, by
to
the
you
way. I
by me.
appreciate it. All right.
Oh, shout out Jay West. Take. We love the Raven.
Mhm.
Tim.
You bought Manscaped. Only after I recover in the morning.
Which you didn't have morning recovery. I'm gonna feel great. All right, here we go. Okay. I also will say that. Let's talk about this. You done a barrel pick before? I cannot imagine doing a barrel pick at Garrison, like because of all the, like it's just. I mean, the intense flavors and proof.
You just said something that I have a special
Yeah.
surprise for our boys.
Whoa.
Can I tell them?
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna stop.
Oh, so Alan and Matthew, we may or may not by the end of this year. Actually, we are, because the Garrison's brother pick has done so well at Liquor Zone. We have been invited for a distillery takeover to do another pick, and here
That's
live
awesome.
on this stream,
Yes.
live on this
Let's
stream,
go.
my first two team pick numbers will be you two boys. So you're coming.
And I'm there. You let me know when, and I'm there. That's
And I want to
awesome.
thank you guys for coming on the stream and doing this with us. And that was the way I had a little surprise for y'all. I want to say thank you. And
Oh,
so
thank you.
as soon as we get the
Appreciate it.
dates locked in, I'll let you know. We'll get everything scheduled. But yeah, we're gonna go do a distillery takeover at Garrison Brothers by the end of the year. Maybe December, might be January, but we're trying to space out the picks with Pete. But yeah, heard it here first. All right. Anyway,
Badass.
appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the
Yeah, no,
samples,
thank
guys. It's
you.
awesome. All right, so what are we looking for here?
We gotta land this plane.
It's 1:40. We normally go. We're gonna go 2 hours. You trying to go night?
No, sorry, no. You guys let us know.
We still got 23 people watching.
His plane has landed.
We still have 10 more hazmats. I'm about to pull out my Corbin Cash 150 proof.
Look at him.
I got a wide earth.
He took
160
morning
sitting on
wood.
the shelf.
He took morning wood and he's ready to go. Wasn't that the name of it?
The what?
Morning wood.
What did you... No, it's called Morning Recovery, Ack.
Thought it was morning wood.
Now we're not going to get sponsored by that one. We're never going to have a sponsor. God.
It's the same
All right.
difference.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's gonna be the
Anyway.
Max show.
No, we don't need that. We have each other. All right.
Thank you, Mac.
I just pulled out. Sorry. Okay, let's rewind and not say that again. I just got the bottle Raven 2, which I love and is awesome. And I think I get what you're doing here.
Am I
There's
crazy?
some no, but at the same time, the proof, right? We're talking what, 25 proof points?
Yeah, I'm not trying to compare the proof or anything like that because I know Jay West does his own thing, Garrison does their own thing. But you get some of those similar tobacco notes and chocolate notes, I think, with the Raven and with the Cowboy
Yeah.
and the single barrel, all the higher proof stuff.
I will say this doesn't drink hazmat. Or maybe I'm just
It
a lot of
doesn't.
pours tonight.
I get the similarities on the notes. I do. I really do.
So with this single barrel that we're trying right now, I get that like the baking spice, and I don't know, like some people can get really into those spices. I'm not going to do that right now. I get the spiciness. I then get some like vanilla. I get some of that like chocolate, some of that like dark chocolate anise, vanilla. And the finish is just awesome. I'm loving this single barrel. And yeah, Hack, I think you showed it on your screen. But like the difference here, which is kind of unfair, but at the same, because like Raven is a very dark pour. But I get a lot of that too with Raven Batch 2. God, I need to like clear the palate.
Yep.
And the only way to clear the palate is with our sponsor, Coke. I'm just kidding. All right.
No. We actually have a true sponsor that we should go after, which is Topo Chico.
There you go.
It's a great mineral water. Maybe they'll sponsor us.
Shout out Todd, Cherry Coke Zero. We love you 21090.
I with the Raven, the rye spice, it gets up in the top part of your palate and it kind of rests and it sits there. And that's what this does as well. I think that there's some chocolate notes that are very similar in the two. Also, it's tough after going through an 8 flight of Garrisons, but I could see where there are some slight similarities. But what's crazy to me is like, Raven's got 4 different, mash bills. 3 different mash bills, 4 different blends, Indiana and Kentucky. But I could see where there's some similarities, but also would tell you that for my money, I'm still liking the Garrisons over the Raven right now. But that's maybe because I've been conditioned all night.
Yeah, you're well lubricated on pours.
Mm-hmm.
They're so different, but there is a similarity, but they're so different. I think, the Raven's like super balanced. It's got a sweetness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have the leather, right? But at the same time, but at the same time, the Raven has this like beautiful punch to you that has a sweetness, and then this single barrel is like, let's just keep going, right? Like it like keeps you going on the finish, and you get the like leather.
Yeah.
You get I keep saying anise and like, that black licorice or whatever, which is very like, I don't like black licorice, but I like it sometimes in my finish because it offers like a kind of like a roundness to some of the sweetness. and I don't get the
That-
sweetness in this that I get. But at the same time, like there are some similarities. This is cool to try.
I see
Yeah,
why.
I
I
think
see exactly why,
the
though.
star
I
anise
see why they
flavor-
wanted to compare them. I see 100% why they wanted to compare them.
And I think
It's cool.
that kind of that star anise flavor and that licorice, I think that on not just Garrison Brothers, but a bunch of different bottles, that helps to carry the finish down the line.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bottles that you get that are very short finished.
Yeah.
You pour it and then you're like, well, where did it go? And I think that the Garrison Brothers with that kind of licorice flavor and some of those ones that it helps to kind of keep that going, and it kind of makes you remember 5-10 seconds after you drank it what it was that you drank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will tell you that it's tough, after you have Cowboy to go to this Has, because it's not Cowboy, but it's still fantastic. It's still really, really good, and it's unique and it's different. I do not get as deep, rich toasted chocolate on this as I did the other one. The other one was a more like it was more deeply toasted. But
and I think that comes from the longer aging. So these bottles, these single barrel cast strength bottles, they're aged 3-4 years whenever Donis pulls them and puts them to market. The Cowboy ones that you're referencing, you're looking at 7-8 years on those, and so I think that aging difference is where you get some of those more chocolate flavors and things that you get out of that. The Garrison Brothers single barrel cast strength that are pulled at 3-4 years, it's still a young product. I mean, it's not, there's no doubt that it hasn't been aged, but then like Tim said, there's a difference between aging in Texas and aging in other parts of the country. So these products that 8-year that you get in the Cowboy, that could have been a 12-year in another state. There is a difference in those.
Yeah.
So what's been y'all's favorite pour, Hack and Mac?
What's that? What'd you say?
What's been your favorite pour out of the lineup?
Damn. It's tough, right? Because
can we just say this like real quick? Because I think Cowboy. Can we just say Cowboy not included? Because I think it isn't Cowboy supposed to be the one everybody loves the most, and maybe because we're newbies, like is that unfair, Mac, or do you think there's something you like more than Cowboy?
No, I think Cowboy is that one. Yeah, and again, like it's just I agree, but it's tough to pick like favorites just in general. But yeah, I agree. We can take that out.
I really
think it kind of goes into what it is that you're looking for. Are you looking for a sweet finish in honeydew? Are you looking for a kind of that tawny finish in the port? Are you looking for that kind of that candy bar flavor in the Balmoral? Are you looking for something older in the Cowboy? So I feel like with Garrison Brothers, there's a little bit of an option for everybody. There's a barrel for a bunch of different varieties of what it is that you're looking for.
That's a great point.
I would tell you, I think for me, I think the Lady Bird I like the most. I like the way that I think there's something where I'm at right now where here's the thing too, is I think all of us go through different phases where we're liking certain blends or certain flavors more than others, and then you kind of go through. I like more of the cigar blends right now, and I also like double oaks, and I get that on both the Lady Bird and probably the Balmoral. But I think Lady Bird, I like how it's blended a little bit more. Like I just think that the flavors are blended, I should say. Like it just really does a nice job for me. So that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, that honey and the cognac combined together, it's something special.
Mm-hmm. And that probably makes sense because you guys know I have a little sweet tooth on my whiskey, so that's probably where I'm at.
That and the Balmoral are probably your fat kid whiskeys.
Well,
I do want to. Yeah, well, yeah, that's Hack. Yeah, and no, you're not fat. I'm saying that's your flavor profile.
I didn't take it that way.
I do need to try this, and I don't know if you guys had like a thing where you were going to ask me to do that, but I got to try Detling next to it.
You do. You need to try Detling next to it, and thank God it's already open.
Yeah, we need a whole other stream for a tutorial on how to open a Detling.
I have an unopened Detling in there, and don't even think about asking me.
Let us know in the chat. let us know in the chat if you've also experienced problems with opening a Detling. Call 1-800. All right, here we go.
But
All right.
also, while you're gonna try that Detling and next to the Garrisons, I'm super interested to find out like what you think, because a lot of times people do put a leather note on Detling.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I'd be interested in what they say. But Sweet Cindy will not let this go. She really wants me to change my name to Cheese, and I keep going. I keep thinking in my mind like Cheese and Mac does not sound right at all. So I have no idea. Like I'm still confused on why she wants me to change my name. I don't understand it.
Well, maybe.
Cheese and Mac makes no sense.
I mean, I should have been first anyway. I don't
This
know.
is right.
Ooh.
You are the talent. You are the talent.
Yeah, right.
The only
You're
reason
one
I
that
got
does
first,
everything.
Cindy, the only reason I was first is because we went by alphabetical order. That was it.
No. You have
That
to-
makes perfect sense.
No, you know what? It's not a competition.
We could be Cheese
You
and
do
Mac.
everything.
Cheesy Mac. Cheesy Mac.
There you
What do you
go.
think? What do you think,
Maybe that.
Cindy?
But Cheesy Mac
Wait, they're
sounds like an
talking-
off-brand hamburger helper.
Wait.
Yeah, which
All
that's
right.
kind of the quality of our
Why
show.
are people are talking about Knob Creek in the chat? What did you do, Hack?
Well, I
Talking
just
about
have
Knob
that.
Creek.
I have that
What did you
influence.
do?
I have a following. No,
All
yeah, no. Everybody wants
right.
Mac to be.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me just talk about Detling, because I love Detling. I've got a couple bottles here. I've got the Detling Rye. It's one of my bottles of the year. I got to meet him. It was awesome. Met him at Spillway, Mississippi. Let's just get into this. I'm trying, just so everyone knows here. This is a 49-month Detling single barrel bourbon. If you don't know Detling, he's from South Alabama.
Where it's also hot.
Did you say 49 month?
Mhm.
So you're referring to your whiskey as parents do to their infants, and say like this
That's
is
what
a
he does.
49 month instead
does.
of like.
So
this is-
that's a great.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
like
great
the
point,
movie
Alan.
Grown Ups, Alan.
It's a great
Movie
point, because like
Grown-Ups.
when I asked about Garrison, it's like a same thing, right? Where he's in like, so I think, and for those in the chat that may know, I think he's like super South Alabama, like South Alabama, and he puts months statements, and it's interesting that Garrison doesn't. But like, yeah, it's months. Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
Yeah, because 49 months is 4 years in a month.
I wasn't going to
Exactly.
do this, but now I am, because I don't have a pirate cask or a pet parrot. Oh, I got a pirate.
Is that the pig
Too
will
much
from
whiskey.
Liquor Zone?
A pet
Well,
parrot.
the
Yeah,
parrot's what sits
Yeah.
on the pirate's shoulder. I see
it
where
does.
you're going.
Yeah. I was trying. Thank you, Alan, for
I'm
digging me
following
out.
you.
We're
So-
gonna say goodbye to this.
I'll say out of the Garrison that I have, I would put it probably that pick from Liquor Zone. I would probably put it top 4 of Garrison that I've had.
While Mac tries his
Yeah.
debt link, we have a moment of silence for the Liquor Zone Garrison
got a-
brother
oh.
pick.
A good and
We've
faithful
got a
soldier.
bottle kill.
She has
Bottle kill,
served us
everyone.
well.
Well, Garrison bottle kill. There we go.
You deserve better than a parrot casket. We will not put you in it. We will not. I'm going to have you laid to rest like all other good soldiers. Thank you. All right.
I got a casket if you want it though. It's right here.
How you do? And it is. It is. All right.
But I kind of need that empty bottle for our project, so let me swing by and grab that.
So
All right, debt
for
link.
those, while we're doing this, while Hack's doing that, have anyone in the chat had Detling? Let's talk maybe a little like Southern craft whiskey. There's some similarities between Detling and Garrison. I will say there really is.
There is.
And I really like, and I'm going to say the word harsh, and I mean it purposefully, and I like it. And it's when it's done right, and it works. And I got that in a few of these from Garrison, of harsh tobacco, harsh leather, and I got that a bit in Detling. I would say Detling's a bit more sweet, like it rounds out a bit more caramel. And I have a couple single barrels open, and then his rye, which was just released, that I love, kind of like what I think is like the best of his stuff. But man, it's similar, and I'm wondering if it is. And I think he uses full size barrels. I don't think.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. But anyway, it's so interesting. I love what's happening right now in whiskey, which is two things, which is like now we finally have like a lot of older age statement stuff, right? Like happening from like some of these smaller craft distilleries. And then we also have like some of these mass produced like MGP stuff, contract distilled or buying and bringing them to the South and seeing what happens when you age them in the South, like short barrel or like stuff from Sealbox, ASW, which we had 2 weeks ago. Anyway, my
Short
final
barrel
thing
and
here.
ASW doing great stuff.
So
Great
final
things.
take, Detling versus
I love it. I mean,
Garrison.
well, I'm not gonna like. I don't think you can compare them. I think they're very different, and I think
But
if
there
you
are
like
similarities. That's what you're saying.
there are a lot of similarities, and if you like Detling, get some Garrison. Try them because like I think there's a ton of like really nice craft similarities, and I'm excited like about like the future of whiskey right now, and we're in an awesome place. And so I get with Detling, I get just a bit more of that like sweet caramel thing, that like vanilla that rounds out some of that. Wherein some of the Garrison stuff, it's a bit more harsh, but I also like that too. So it's like whatever you like. Anyway, that's what I got to say.
What I like is having these two dudes come talk about Garrisons and educate us. And
Absolutely.
I apologize again for all the technical issues at the beginning of the stream. I try to tell people all the time, it's not as easy as it looks when you're trying to stream. Like there's all this stuff that you try to do, audio balancing, video balancing. Like it's when you're producing and drinking whiskey and trying to figure out how to do it all at the same time, it's not that easy. But I appreciate everybody that was here with us tonight. I'm going to work on whatever stream issues we had. But at the end of the day,
no, man.
Alan, Matthew, thank you so much.
Yeah, y'all are awesome.
Thank you for having us.
You guys killed it. Let's do it again. Like, let's do it again down the road. Like maybe when there's a big Garrison's release, or maybe after we do our distillery takeover, we can come back. We can talk about how that experience went. It'd be fun. Who knows? Maybe we get Mac down here. Maybe we get Mac down to Texas. He can go with us.
Maybe
we can buy Mac a cowboy hat. Veronica, if you're still watching, do you think he'd look sexier in a cowboy hat? I think so.
It goes with the glasses.
It does.
For sure.
It does. It does. All right. So, hey, Alan, Matthew, thank you so much. We're gonna talk a little bit about what's coming up next on Hack and Mac, but I just want to say thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Great time.
Appreciate you guys. All right, we'll talk to you soon, guys.
So real quick before we break, I'm going to post a link in the chat to a YouTube video that was put together by Garrison Brothers, and it's kind of how they started and how they got to where they are today. It's called Cowboy Bourbon, and it was released in about a year ago. And it was a professionally done video that they put together that kind of starts from the very beginning, and it goes to their story about how they came about and how they've got to where they've got to be. So if you've got about an hour and a half, we're breaking up into chunks, whatever you want to do. There's a video there that was put together by them, released officially by them. And it is kind of their story about how they came to be.
Awesome. Thank you, Alan. And that's a better hour and a half spent watching us. So appreciate it.
So true.
Y'all have a good night.
Hey, you guys.
See you guys.
Y'all are awesome.
See y'all. Have a good one.
All right. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that stuck with us this far. And we're just real fast. We're just going to talk about what we're doing next, right? So Tuesday.
There's people still in the chat, which is interesting.
Wow. Well, they I think
people still like us.
They might. But also, I think they're just waiting for what can go wrong next.
Which is, I think, just so you guys know, Hack puts a lot of pressure on himself.
I do.
I don't do anything for this stream except sit here and drink. So Hack does all this. So cheers to Hack. Hashtag cheers to Hack in the chat. Do it.
Thank you. I couldn't do it without you.
And the crazy thing is, Hack's going to be gone next week, so it could be a lot worse. when
This
I
is
do
weird.
this on my
I think
own.
you'll do better than me. I think you will. So I'm going on a cruise, and unlike Todd, that you know Todd from 21090, it's not a Disney
Yeah.
cruise. It's not. It's a Royal Caribbean. It's a real adult cruise. We do not have character appearances. I did
Well,
buy
he
the
was with
drink.
his family. Come on.
I did buy the drink package.
Hell yeah.
So you never know. Like if I can get enough internet, I'll probably drunk call you again. Because that's
Please
what I like to do.
That's what I love.
I do too. So yeah, so next Sunday I'm gonna be out, but Mac is gonna run the show. Maybe there's a guest host or guest someone,
Might be.
or
there might
maybe
be
it's just
some
Mac rolling along. We don't know, but we still are
I
gonna
don't- I
keep
need
things rolling
all
next
of it all.
Sunday. I'm
gonna keep it
excited for
rolling.
that. And then we're gonna try something new Tuesday, right?
Yeah. I
Are we?
love this.
Yeah?
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had like a pretty good response, which we love the 21090. They're awesome. Which, by the way, this weekend, Rock the Rick House, which I'll be at. If you guys are at Rock the Rick House at Old Line, if you haven't got tickets yet, I think there might still be a couple left. Go to the 21090 Patreon. Just search 21090 in the Patreon. I put it in the link. I don't have it, but anyway, I'll be there, and we love them, and they've been a great they've shout us out every week, which is
Those
awesome.
dudes are awesome, man. I joined their Patreon. I've gotten a few of their picks. If I was going to be in town and I wasn't going on the cruise, I would
wish
have
you could be here, man.
100%. Next event, I'm flying up to meet the whole crew and hang out with you, and definitely like the bourbon calendar. I'm putting it on there. Cindy, we're headed. It's just a 8-day
Where you going?
cruise.
Where you going?
Yeah, it's 8-day cruise. So one of the cool things about living in Houston is Galveston's 40 minutes away. So
Yeah.
tons of the cruise ships leave out of there. And so we're going to go down to southern Mexico. We're going to hit Belize. We'll come back up through, I think, Grand Cayman, and we'll end up back here. And be honest, I don't really know where I'm going. I'm just going to get on a boat for 8 days and drink. And so
Sounds awesome.
that's kind of it. So we're looking forward to that. But also, no, Tuesday we're going to do, kind of a Tuesday night tastings. And so what we're going to do, there's going to be no show agenda for our very first one. Oh, and also we are we're the unofficial. I need to say unofficial.
Oh God, what are you about to say here?
We're the unofficial fluffer.
Yeah.
For the 21090 group.
Yeah, we're giving ourselves the unofficial, which I don't know what fluffer means, but it sounds nice.
It's not nice, really, but we're so if you didn't take morning wood and you needed someone to get you kind of ready, that's us.
This is why our last video got taken off YouTube.
Probably so. I'm a disaster. I don't know why. So yes, we're gonna do a pre-show for our friends over at 21090, and we're doing a Tuesday night tasting, and it's going to be bring your favorite wild turkey.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
So, and then in the future, we may do a little more specific bottles because we want to give people time. So if you want to know like what we're going to do, we'll put a schedule together. But what we want to do is we want it to be way more interactive, meaning that after the collab cam failure, I don't know how good this is going to be, but I wanted to do something where, hey, you tag me in chat, you want to come live on stream, and you want to talk about what you can do. So we're probably going to have to use Discord because Discord seems to work better with YouTube for some reason. But what we want to do is we pick a bottle or we pick a distillery or whatever, and we're going to have a tasting night.
Yeah.
And then you guys come join us. We'll give our notes, but then all you got to do is tag me. We'll bring you up. You give your notes. You talk about what you're getting off the whiskey. And that way we're just going to talk about the different bottles we're trying.
Yeah.
And so Tuesday night.
We might even, we might even be able to find some super fans from this.
I hope so. Oh, and that reminds me. Guess what?
Yeah.
I've already got our next super fan lined up.
Whoa. What do we got?
This is really cool. And I think people will love this. We have found super fan of Found North. And Found North has been absolutely dominating with their Batch 11, with their Hoverhawk, Peregrine. So if you're hanging around the Bruzel community, he was here tonight, HTX. Name is Andrew. He is the most intelligent person I've ever met on Found North. Like these guys, like he knows it. Like he understands the finishes. He understands what they're doing, and part of this our approach is that we can't know everything, nor do we even think we're close to it. But if I bring someone on, like these guys tonight, how impressed were you with how much they knew about like
That's so cool.
The deep dive into everything Garrison's, to like him knowing like the type, like the deer thing with the pull tab, like who knows this?
I think it's a couple things, right? It's two things. It's one, like we get nerdy, like Hack, we've talked about this. Like we want a place where we can delve deep into some of these like real nerdy issues and talk like, hey, I taste this. What's the malt percent? And maybe and like we want to learn. We also want to learn, right? We're not experts. Like we want to learn. We learn from the chat. We want to learn from our super fans, and maybe one day we'll have some distillers on. But I think the coolest thing too is like when you like the bottle that's signed by everyone that was there with you. Like these when you drink something, right? Like it's like memories. Yeah. Which is like so cool. And like that's what we do it for, the community, right?
Yeah, but I also think it's cool that like I know there's a lot of people that don't like Garrison Brothers. They don't. Like it can be very controversial at times. But the whiskey community, my wife says this all the time. Like every time we go to a whiskey event, we went to the Liquor Zone event. She was like, I've never been around a group of people that just get along. Like they just
it's so interesting.
Like I just think it's so cool that like you get into a whiskey group and it's like, you like this? Oh, I like this. That's cool. Like no hate, no like whatever. Like that's what you like it. And I think that's so cool. And I don't expect to convert a whole bunch of people to Garrison Brothers tonight, but I guarantee you this, there were people that learned about that distillery that there was no way they would have learned a different way, which is cool to me, right? And so awesome. Tuesday night tastings, we're not going to have a show agenda. We're not going to like plan anything, except we're just going to say, hey, we're going to try this on this night. Come join us. So I hope you will. And so we're going to give it a run and see how it goes.
I love it. Maybe just look in the chat here for like the people that are still watching, which like props to y'all. Y'all are awesome. Yeah, so Harold loves some Datling. Like that's awesome. So yeah, people like the community piece too, which is like that's why we're here, right? Like it's awesome. So
Larry likes the super fan idea. Great concept for live. Awesome. Yeah. So the next one will be Found North. We'll get that on the schedule. But hey, I'm looking for more people that want to be a super fan. So hit me up if you're interested in being a super fan. Would love to have y'all. We're going to call it a night because it is Sunday night. But we love you for ending your weekend with us. We like to make whiskey fun. I hope you had fun tonight. We do stupid stuff, but we also like to have fun. Mac, thanks for putting up with me and being here. Appreciate you.
Thanks for putting up with me. You make this thing happen.
All right, y'all. Listen, have a good rest of your weekend, whatever's left of it. Have a good week next week. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks, but Mac will be here next Sunday. Love you guys.
And I'm going to say
out.
one thing.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Texas whiskey's good. I'll just say it. I'm just going to say it.